Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
Coming to tonight's game. We ask people to follow the safety and health protocols that are in place, including maintaining proper social distances and wearing masks in all areas, and washing your hands or using hand sanitizer in all areas around the ballpark. I look forward to seeing everybody in person soon. Enjoy the game. Go Patriots.
Everyone, for coming today. We are very, very excited.
At long last, we are almost ready for baseball to return.
We're going to be introducing the Somerset Professional Baseball.
The series will officially begin with an opening night on Friday, July 17th.
The Somerset Patriots are alive, well, and willing to meet their commitments.
There's two teams, the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters.
innings. We have a 10-run mercy rule that would go in effect after the losing team has batted 5 times. So at the end of the 5th inning, there will be a 10-run mercy rule that would be applied. Similar to last year, in the extra innings, all extra innings will start with a runner on second base. That's, of course, starting in the 8th inning this evening. We will still have our automatic intentional walk rule. There will be a limit of 3 mound visits for each manager. And we will be operating this evening with 2 umpires. Also, an additional rule to avoid any kind of possible contact at home plate. Any runner rounding third base will have his temperature taken by the third base coach before he's allowed to proceed home. Again, a reminder, 7-inning ball game this evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this evening's simultaneous ceremonial first pitches are a display of unity between the 2 teams in the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. Please join us as we welcome the New Jersey Blasters manager, John Hunton, who will be throwing to Patriot catcher Joe Quinones. And at the same time, Somerset Patriot manager, Brett Jody, will be throwing to Blasters catcher Rob Calabrese.
second, Vic. I can't talk right now. I got it on the website, Mark. It's working. What's up, Vic?
See? I shaved it twice already.
Nice beard. I like it.
Yeah. How you been, all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Sorry, Vic. I'm kind of busy right now.
Yeah, okay, okay. I just wanted to say hi.
Check, check, check. Yes, hello? Hey, Dave, how you doing? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm just going to play around with some stuff here. Give me 1 second. All right. How's my level coming in on your end?
Jersey Blasters and Somerset Patriots of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone to please rise.
Oh, they're going to do the anthem right now.
And please remember to remove your caps as we honor America and those who defend it with our national anthem. Your umpiring crew played this evening's ball game, calling balls and strikes.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming today. We are very, very excited.
At long last, we are almost ready for baseball to return.
We're going to be introducing the Somerset Professional Baseball Series.
The series will officially begin with an opening night on Friday, July 17th.
The Somerset Patriots are alive, well, and willing to meet their commitments.
There's two teams, the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters.
Time will give and time will take. All the memories made will wash away. Even though we've changed, I'm still here with you. So come out.
There it goes! A 2-out, 2-run bomb over the right field fence.
Come out, till we lose control.
Here comes Rodriguez! It's a bases clearing! 3-run double! 27 up and 27 down for Teasley. The first pitcher in Somerset Patriots history to do so.
Into a raging fire. Into a raging fire.
Welcome.
A pleasant good evening and welcome back to TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater, New Jersey, where for the first time in 2020, the Somerset Patriots are about to take the field. We have baseball. It won't only be the first time in 2020 for the Patriots, but for the first time in the Garden State in the year 2020, we have professional baseball. Well, welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. My name is Mark Schwartz. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's been a lot of work that all of us have had to do to get to this point. It's not the opening day that we originally anticipated. It's not the opening day that we originally planned. But you know what? It's the opening day that we have. And for me and for everyone here with the Somerset Patriots, we are so happy, so excited to be here today for the inaugural matchup between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters. There's a lot of information to go over about both of these teams, the way that this series is going to work, the Somerset Professional Baseball Series, the managers. So much is going on, and there's so much to talk about. And according to this series' rules, we only have 7 innings tonight. So we're going to have to talk about a lot of stuff and squeeze it into a somewhat limited amount of time. But I am so excited to get started. I hope you guys are excited to get started as well. Tonight's broadcast is streaming live on the Voice of Central Jersey, 1450 WCTC. So thank you to everyone who is tuned in for our radio broadcast. A special thank you to everyone who is tuned in for our video broadcast that is live right now on youtube.com/Somerset Patriots. The Patriots are taking the field right now, so I'm going to switch the camera off of myself. We're going to take a quick break on WCTC. When we come back, for the first time in New Jersey in 2020, we will have first pitch of a professional baseball game on ESPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
After the latest executive order, we are open to sell cars in our showroom.
Flemington Car and Truck Country has what you're looking for and is following CDC guidelines to assure a healthy environment. Choose from 16 manufacturer brands plus over 500 available certified pre-owned vehicles with financing as low as 0%. Flemington Car and Truck Country is open for business. Start your search at flemington.com.
The prices of new and used cars will never be lower. Now is the time.
At RWJ Barnabas Health, we thank you for all your sacrifices, for staying home, for putting off visits for the sake of others, for sending us food and messages to uplift our spirits. And we thank you, New Jersey, for trusting us to take every precaution as we safely welcome you back. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy.
And welcome back to TD Bank Ballpark. It is almost time for first pitch between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters. So let's go over the TD Bank starting lineups. At TD Bank, expect unexpectedly longer hours that fit your schedule, including weekends. TD Bank, unexpectedly human, member FDIC, TD Bank NA. All right, first for the New Jersey Blasters. The first batter in franchise history stepping up to the plate right now. It is center fielder Mark Shen Lugian. The Blasters, of course, are managed by John Hunton, longtime pitching coach, longtime director of baseball operations for the Somerset Patriots. Their lineup in the top of the first inning. Mark Shenlugian leads off, followed by Zach Lipschitz at shortstop, Martin Figueroa at third base. Those are the top 3 batters in the order. And they're going up against longtime Somerset Patriot David Kubiak, who works from the windup, and the first pitch of 2020 baseball in the state of New Jersey is a ground ball hit right back to the pitcher. It's fielded on a hop by Kubiak. He flips it onto first base. 1 pitch, 1 away, and officially baseball has returned to the Garden State. Let's set the defense for the Somerset Patriots in the top of the first inning. In the outfield, Sean Guida in left, Justin Pacioli in center, Adam Tricarico in right. Along the infield, Dan Valerio's at third base. Scott Kelly's the shortstop. The second baseman is Carlos Garcia. At first base, Joey Rose. And behind home plate is Jordan Jackson. First pitch from David Kubiak to the right-handed hitting Zach Lipschitz is a fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Our umpires tonight, it's Freddie DeJesus behind home plate, and the field umpire is Calvin Baker. Only 2 umpires for tonight's ballgame. 0-1 to Lipschitz, a foul ball down the first base line out of play. And Lipschitz, Drew College alumnus, falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. It's a beautiful evening for baseball in central New Jersey. Not a cloud to be seen. It's quite humid, but we are playing. Kubiak, 6'7" right-hander from the windup in the 0-2. Breaking ball drops in for a called third strike, and there's quickly 2 away in the top of the first inning. The Patriots, of course, in their home white uniforms, white pants, navy cap, navy hat, navy numbers, and lettering with a red brim. The New Jersey Blasters in their first ever game in the gray uniforms, gray pants. It is a red cap with a red brim, and the numbers are a bright red trimmed with a sort of combination of a burnt orange and yellow. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the first inning, just underway. Here's Martin Figueroa, and the first pitch from Kubiak, a fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Figueroa, a switch hitter, the starting third baseman for the New Jersey Blasters this evening. Bat from the left side here against the righty Kubiak, and the 0-1 is a fastball taken low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Figueroa, certainly a name familiar to the state of New Jersey. Had a standout season with the Sussex County Miners in 2018, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, a little tardy on a fastball. And Kubiak has jumped ahead in the count 1-2. David Kubiak was arguably the best pitcher in the Atlantic League over the first 2.5 months of the season last year, so it's not necessarily surprising he might get off to a hot start here. He's ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on top of the first. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kubiak's numbers last year with the Patriots over just 12 starts, 7-1 with a 1.76 ERA. Led the Atlantic League in ERA at the time his contract was purchased in early July. 2-2 to Figueroa, misses up and away, and we have our first 3-ball count of the evening. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. We're in the top of the first game of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. There's nobody on, no score. Kubiak from the windup and the payoff pitch. Misses low, ball 4, and the first base runner in New Jersey Blasters history. It is Martin Figueroa. He takes first base on the first walk allowed by David Kubiak. And with 2 out, there's a runner aboard, and that'll bring up a former Somerset Patriot and the right fielder this evening, Zach Rechusen. Didn't get a chance at the beginning of this inning to go over the full starting lineup for the Blasters. Rechusen bats 4th, hitting 5th is Tom McCarthy. He's the starting first baseman. Rob Calabrese, the designated hitter, bats 6th. Louis Martini hits 7th, Luis Roman 8th, and Liam MacArthur rounds up the order, batting 9th. First pitch to Rechusen, a fastball from Kubiak taken low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Rechusen will be a familiar name for Patriots fans. He made his professional baseball debut with the Somerset Patriots straight out of Georgetown University in 2017. And now he's back at TD Bank Ballpark. Figueroa takes off from first. 1-0 swung on and missed, and the throw down to second base not nearly in time. It's a head-first dive and successful stolen base for Martin Figueroa. And the Blasters have a runner in scoring position with 2 away and a 1-1 count here in the top of the first inning. Well, there's a lot of storylines to discuss for this entire series, and we're going to get into those, but certainly the Blasters coming into this series as a bit of an underdog. The 1-1. Rechusen checks his swing. Fastball misses outside. Appeal to the field umpire, Calvin Baker. He says Rechusen did not go around. And the former Patriot, the former Lake Erie Crusher, ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Figueroa leads off of second base. We're in the top of the first inning, no score. 2 away. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Rechusen swings and chops it foul into the right-handed batter's box. And that'll draw the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We do have a sellout at TD Bank Ballpark this evening. Of course, that sellout is working within the confines of the New Jersey state guidelines when it comes to outdoor gatherings. Groups of 500 are the limit for outdoor gatherings in the Garden State. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a line drive towards short, past the diving Kelly into left field. Figueroa rounds third. He comes home to score, and the New Jersey Blasters are the first on the board in the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. They take a 1-0 lead. Zach Rechusen gets the job done against his former team. And after David Kubiak had 2 out, nobody on, he gave up a 2-out walk to Martin Figueroa. Figueroa stole second, and Rechusen drives him home for the first run of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. Also the first hit in the state of New Jersey in 2020. Now the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Tommy McCarthy is a fastball that misses up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. McCarthy, along with every Blaster, entering his first season with New Jersey. He bats from the left side here, a TCNJ product. He's got Rechusen off of first base with 2 out in the top of the first inning. Kubiak throws over to first, and Rechusen lunges back in. Rechusen wearing the blue stirrups to go along with his gray and red uniform. He leads off of first, held on by Joey Rose. The 1-0, Rechusen takes off. Fastball in for a called strike. Jackson's throw to second. In time! And the side is retired. Jordan Jackson throws out Zach Rechusen, and that ends the inning. However, the New Jersey Blasters jump on the board first on an RBI single from Zach Rechusen. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the first, it's the Blasters 1 and the Patriots nothing on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
Presenting the lowest car prices you've ever seen. Wow pricing. Only on Fullerton.com. It'll blow you away. If you want the best deals on all new cars and trucks, don't miss Fullerton's absolutely enormous spring clearance event. Get the lowest prices on our entire new inventory all month long. This month only at Fullerton.
For over 85 years, in every county across the state, we've protected the health of New Jersey, covering families and businesses through life's big moments and the small ones. Because we don't just work here, we live here too. Over 5,000 local employees, all with the same purpose, taking care of you.
And welcome back to TD Bank Ballpark. Bottom of the first inning, the New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots 1-0. And let's quickly go over the TD Bank starting lineup for the Somerset Patriots, of course, managed by Brett Jody. Scott Kelly leads off for the Patriots this evening. He's at the plate here against the right-handed pitcher Vin Mazzaro. And the first pitch from Mazzaro is a fastball that misses up and in, a 1 ball and no strikes. Kelly's followed by Justin Pacioli and Carlos Garcia in the bottom of the first inning. Dan Valerio hits cleanup for the Patriots. The 1-0 from Mazzaro, swinging a ground ball to the left side, past the diving Figueroa and into left field. Scott Kelly leads off the bottom of the first inning with a base hit for the Patriots. And that'll bring up Justin Pacioli. Quickly, the defense. Well, actually, first, let's finish up the lineup for the Patriots. Hitting fifth is Adam Tricarico. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Sid Kumar. Joey Rose hits seventh. Sean Guida hits eighth. And Jordan Jackson rounds up the order, batting ninth. There's a loud round of applause for that Patriots base hit from Scott Kelly. If you're watching this broadcast, you probably know that Scott Kelly is pretty much the fan favorite around here. So it makes sense for Kelly to lead off for the Patriots, and certainly good to see him aboard in his first at bat. So here's Justin Pacioli, a two-time Atlantic League All-Star, with the runner at first base and nobody out in the bottom of the first inning, as he works against the right-handed pitcher Vin Mazzaro. Kelly takes a lead, and the first pitch to Pacioli, ground ball hit to third, fielded by Figueroa, flips to second for one. Martini's turned to first, and it's not in time. Pacioli beats out the turn. It'll be a fielder's choice. Pacioli certainly known for his speed. He just trades places with Scott Kelly at first base, and there's one away. So now quickly the defensive alignment for the New Jersey Blasters in the outfield. It is Liam MacArthur in left, Mark Shenlugian in center, Zach Rakusin in right. Along the infield, Martin Figueroa mans the hot corner. Zach Lipschitz at short, Louis Martini at second. Tommy McCarthy's the first baseman. And behind home plate is Luis Roman. One out, runner at first. Pacioli certainly with plenty of speed. Here's the switch hitting Carlos Garcia. He'll bat from the right side. Patch runs, breaking ball in for a called strike, and there's no throw down to second base. Shouldn't come as a surprise that Pacioli on the first pitch he sees while on base, he takes off. That's his first stolen base of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. And now the Patriots with a runner in scoring position and an 0-1 count to the former Lancaster Barnstormer, Carlos Garcia. Mazzaro, a former Long Island Duck in his own right, he's on the mound, works from the stretch, checks the runner at second. Large lead for Patch. Now the 0-1. fisted in the air foul down the first base line into the tunnel adjacent to the first base dugout, and Garcia has quickly fallen behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Vin Mazzaro, a former Patriot in his own right, played briefly with the Patriots, made 3 starts back in 2017, tossed 6 shutout innings, actually struck out 6 batters, only allowed 1 hit. He's on the mound here, representing the New Jersey Blasters. Pacioli off of second base, and the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball gets Garcia out in front. That's the first strikeout for Vin Mazzaro, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the first inning.
Number 22.
So here's Dan Valerio, wearing number 22 on the back of his white uniform. He'll bat from the right side of the plate with 2 out and a runner on second base in the bottom of the first inning. If you're just joining us, it's the upstart New Jersey Blasters on an RBI single from Zach Racusin in the top of the first inning. They lead this ballgame 1-0. Now a righty-on-righty matchup between Vin Mazzaro and Dan Valerio. First pitch, swing and a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Jody's going to wave Pacioli home. Rounding third, here comes the throw from MacArthur. Not in time. Justin Pacioli scores. It's an RBI single from Dan Valerio. And we're knotted up at 1 in the bottom of the first inning. So it's the cleanup hitters for both teams with RBI singles in the top and bottom of the first inning. This ball game is tied at 1, and now the number 5 batter, Piscataway, New Jersey native Adam Tricarico, steps to the plate as he works against the right-handed throwing Vin Mazzaro. Off of first base is Valerio. Short lead, first pitch. Fastball misses inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Tricarico played in the Empire League last year for Plattsburgh. Now, of course, in his first season with the Somerset Patriots, a lot of guys in their first season at this level. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Valerio took off on the pitch, and there's no throw down to second base. The first stolen base of the ball game for Dan Valerio. First stolen base of the series. Second stolen base of the inning for the Patriots. They are testing Luis Roman. In fact, both times there's been a stolen base for the Patriots in this inning, Roman has not thrown down to second base. They've been uncontested stolen bases. Now the 2-0. Tricarico takes low and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. One of the fascinating things that will follow during this entire Somerset Professional Baseball Series is the varying levels of experience when it comes to these players. Dan Valerio, his only professional baseball experience came in the USPBL briefly last year. He's going up against an 8-year vet in Vin Mazzaro, and Valerio had the RBI single in his last at-bat. Now the fastball here to Tricarico misses low and outside, ball 4. First walk allowed by Mazzaro, and there's runners at first and second with 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Sid Kumar. And here's another example of differing levels of experience. Vin Mazzaro, 8 professional seasons at the major league level. Sid Kumar has never played above college ball. And he steps in right here, a right-handed batter against the righty Mazzaro from the stretch. And the first pitch, changeup, taken low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 5 straight pitches from Mazzaro out of the strike zone. Kumar, a West Windsor native. 3 different collegiate stops. Mercer Community College initially. And then Tennessee Wesleyan and most recently Missouri Baptist. 1-0. Taken low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 run, 1 hit for the Blasters. 1 run on 2 hits for the Somerset Patriots. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Zach Racusin, an RBI single in the top of the first. In the bottom of the first, Dan Valerio, an RBI single, both coming with 2 away as this game knotted at 1. The prevailing thought going into the series was that pitching was going to be ahead of hitting because that's normally how it operates towards the beginning of baseball seasons. It's a little harder for batters to really go up against live pitching for the first time compared to pitchers who, a lot of muscle memory to try to work their way back. The 2-0. Kumar swings and misses. A healthy cut at a fastball, a little late. 2 balls and a strike. I mentioned that on the Somerset Patriots podcast that aired yesterday. The expectation was that we were going to see dominant pitching to begin this series. And certainly with arms like Vin Mazzaro and David Kubiak on the mound tonight, that was the thought. But here we are. Both teams have scratched together a run in the first inning. 2-1 from Mazzaro. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count runs even. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Dan Valerio leads off of second base after his 2-out RBI single. Adam Tricarico off of first base. Infield plays back, outfield straight up. The shadows along the infield have pretty much creeped into shallow outfield territory. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball from Mazzaro gets Kumar out in front, and that retires the side. However, the Patriots tie up the ball game. It is a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners are left on base. Through 1, we're tied at 1 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
Nothing is more important than your child's education. The Somerset County Education Association represents the public school employees that make your child's education possible. This includes more than 7,000 teachers, paraprofessionals, bus drivers, nurses, custodians, secretaries, and other outstanding education support professionals. Visit www.sceanj.org for more information. Together, we can prepare our children for the future.
At RWJ Barnabas Health, we thank you for all your sacrifices, for staying home, for putting off visits for the sake of others, for sending us food and messages to uplift our spirits. And we thank you, New Jersey, for trusting us to take every precaution as we safely welcome you back. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Johnson University Hospital, Somerset. To schedule an appointment to donate blood, visit rwjuhdonorclub.org.
Top of the second inning here at TD Bank Ballpark. Game 1 of 12 in the Somerset Professional Baseball Series between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters. My name is Mark Schwartz. Thank you so much for tuning in. For everyone here on the Voice of Central Jersey, 1450 WCTC, as well as our video viewers on youtube.com/Somerset Patriots as well. Tommy McCarthy leads off in the top of the second inning. He'll be followed by Rob Calabrese and Louis Martini. David Kubiak back on the mound in the first pitch. As a fastball taken low, 1 ball and no strikes. McCarthy was at the plate in the top of the first inning when Zach Racusin was thrown out trying to steal second base to end the frame. 1-0 from the righty. Fastball knee-high taken for a called strike, 1-1. So it'll be McCarthy to lead off. One of many New Jersey products on the Blasters. 1-1 from the righty. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Ranging to his left and fielding it on a hop is Garcia, but he throws the ball errant to the left of the first baseman, Joey Rose. Fortunately for the Patriots, the ball hit Tommy McCarthy as he was just about to get to first base. That's going to be a E4 from Carlos Garcia. And Tommy McCarthy will take first base.
Bag 6, number 25, designated hitter, Rob Calabrese.
So runner at first with nobody out in the top of the second inning. And that'll bring up Rob Calabrese, who actually is one of the non-New Jersey products that are on the Blasters. A New York native, currently resides over in Brooklyn. And the first pitch from Kubiak to Calabrese is popped up along the infield right side. Carlos Garcia at second base underneath it. He makes the catch. And there's 1 away. That'll bring up Louis Martini. A run on 2 hits, 1 error for the Somerset Patriots. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the New Jersey Blasters. And now Louis Martini will step to the plate. Right-handed batter, wears the pants drawn high with blue socks. Bit of a contrast between the gray and red New Jersey Blasters uniforms. McCarthy leads off at first base. First pitch to Martini. It's a breaking ball. And it drops in for a called strike. 0-1. Martini does have professional baseball experience. Played parts of 4 years over in the Pecos League, and last year played in the Pacific Association. 0-1. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting second baseman for the New Jersey Blasters this evening. Throw over to first base, and diving back headfirst into the bag safely is McCarthy. Gets the front of the jersey a little dirty. Martini, a Flemington, New Jersey resident. Crouches in his stance on the right side of the batter's box, and the 1-1 from Kubiak misses up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. It is a humid evening here in central New Jersey, 86 degrees, but it feels a lot stickier. Infield plays at double play depth, the 2-1. Fastball on the inside part of the plate, called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner at first, top of the second inning. We're not at 1. This a bit of a different feel for David Kubiak on the rubber here. The 2-2. Breaking ball, chopped down the third base line, stays fair. It's gloved by Valerio, throws to second, and the throw a bit high. It takes Garcia off the bag. Safe at second base is Tommy McCarthy. That's going to be a throwing error from Dan Valerio in E5. Second error of the inning for the Somerset Patriots. Now runners at first and second with 1 away, and that'll bring up Luis Roman.
Batting eighth, number 17, catcher Liam MacArthur.
So now Luis Roman steps in. Brief AAA experience for Roman. Played with the Schaumburg Boomers in the Frontier League last year. And the first pitch to Roman taken for a called strike, 0-1. Roman bats from the left side of the plate here, with McCarthy off of second base and Louis Martini off of first. This fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Roman, the number 8 batter in the order for the New Jersey Blasters. Liam MacArthur awaits on deck. Game tied at 1, with 1 out in the top of the second inning. The 1-1 from Kubiak, swinging a foul grounder down first baseline, a ball and 2 strikes. What I was about to say before, Kubiak is normally used to pitching to 1 catcher and 1 catcher only when he's wearing a Somerset Patriots uniform, and that is Yovan Gonzalez, a 4-year Patriot catcher in his own right. But, of course, Yovan, a Puerto Rico resident, not involved in this Somerset Professional Baseball Series, so David Kubiak having to adjust to work with a new catcher. This time it's Jordan Jackson behind the dish, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Patented changeup there from David Kubiak. That gets Roman out in front, and there's 2 away in the top of the second inning.
In the ninth position, number 7, left
Second
fielder,
strikeout of the
Liam
ballgame for
MacArthur.
David Kubiak. And now the number 9 batter in the Blasters order, Liam MacArthur, steps to the plate. And MacArthur, one of 4 New Jersey Blasters that is making his professional debut this evening. Swings at the first pitch and lines a base hit into right field. Holding up at third base is Tommy McCarthy as Adam Tricarico's throw comes in towards home. There's a relay back to first base. MacArthur dives back in safely. That's a base hit on the first pitch for Liam MacArthur, and the Blasters have the bases loaded in the top of the second inning.
Center fielder number 5, Mark Shenlugian.
That'll bring us back to the top of the order, and Mark Shenlugian. Shenlugian swung at the first pitch he saw from David Kubiak back in the top of the first inning, becoming the first batter in the state of New Jersey in 2020. Now the first pitch from Kubiak to the left-handed hitting Shenlugian's a fastball on the inside part of the plate. It's called a strike. 0-1. Tommy McCarthy off of third base, Louis Martini off of second, and Liam MacArthur off of first. Infield plays back with 2 away. And the 0-1 from the 6'7 righty. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Jackson. Ricochets just a couple of feet to his right, but he kept the ball in front of him. And it's a ball and a strike. Shenlugian, another player making his professional baseball debut this evening. Most recent stats available for Shenlugian: played with the Dumont Huskies of the Metropolitan Baseball League in 2019. Here's the 1-1. Takes a breaking ball low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Got a chance to talk to New Jersey Blasters manager John Hunton last week regarding Shenlugian. Said Shenlugian is a grinder, and he likes him at the top of his order. 2-1 from Kubiak. Swing and a topped ground ball down the first base line. This just rolls foul. Fielded just in foul territory by the first baseman for the Patriots, Joey Rose. So all base runners will retreat to their respective bases. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away in the top of the second inning. It is a 1-1 ball game. 2-out RBI single from Zach Racusin in the top of the first. A 2-out RBI single from Dan Valerio in the bottom of the first inning. Kubiak stares into his catcher, Jordan Jackson, and Jackson will ask for time. Not a lot of wind to speak of this evening. There's that Somerset chant that has become synonymous with TD Bank Ballpark.
With nationally recognized service, competitive rates, and an award-winning team.
Don't think that there's an actual Blasters
NJM Insurance Group is a home run for New Jersey. Get your
chant yet. Maybe that's something that the Patriots can work on moving forward. There's a lot of fans here in attendance that are wearing Blasters gear. Of course, there is the novelty for the Blasters. I see a lot of red hats, a lot of red T-shirts. I know a lot of our fans that are tuned in for tonight's broadcast are Blasters supporters. And with their social media accounts on fire, I'm not surprised. The 2-2. Breaking ball misses high, taken upstairs by Shenlugian. 5'10" left-handed hitter from Hasbrook Heights. The count is run full, so the merry-go-round will be in motion. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Top of the second inning. Game tied at 1. Bases are loaded. Runners take off. 3-2. Swing and a missed strike 3. Kubiak rings up Shenlugian with a breaking ball, and that retires the side. No runs in the inning on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 3 runners are left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning, tied at 1 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose between a great network and the best prices. We give you both. Switch your family from AT&T or Verizon to T-Mobile, and you will save up to 50% off your current service and smartphones. 50%! With 3 or more lines of essentials with unlimited talk, text, and data. All on a network built with our best signals for coverage. And keep your current phones. We'll pay them off up to $450 each. Now get an amazing network for an amazing price. Only at T-Mobile.
Alpine Business Systems is a leading provider of information systems and services. Visit Alpine Business Systems at alpinebiz.com. Alpine Business Systems, the official IT provider of the Somerset Patriots. The Somerset Patriots will be hosting youth baseball clinics here at TD Bank Ballpark this summer. Sessions will be offered for 8 to 12-year-olds and 13 to 16-year-olds. and will be taught by Patriots manager Brett Jody, Blasters manager John Hunton, and current Patriots Nate Rowe and David Kubiak. Individual sessions will start July 27th and run for 2 weeks. Visit SomersetPatriots.com for more information and to sign up. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Game tied at 1 between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters. Joey Rose will lead off against Vin Mazzaro. And the first pitch from the former big leaguers, a fastball that misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom third of the order due up for Somerset. Rose, Guida, and Jackson. 1-0 from Mazzaro. Fastball swung on, popped up along the infield right side. Underneath it's the first baseman, Tommy McCarthy, and he's able to track it down and make the catch. And there's 1 away. This is the first of 12 games between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters, all a part of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. There are some new rules that I do want to make sure we try to get in as the evening progresses. At the plate here, Sean Guida, left-handed batter, works against Vin Mazzaro, the righty. And the first pitch to Guida is a fastball in for a called strike. 0-1. Guida, the starting left fielder for the Patriots this evening. Summit, New Jersey resident. 0-1 to the left-handed hitter, taken for a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. These are 7-inning ball games that we're playing throughout the course of the entire Somerset Professional Baseball Series. Reason being, the hope is to get these games in, but to try to expedite them just a little bit to limit the amount of interaction between fans. As Guida chops the 0-2 towards short, it's gloved by Lipschitz. Throw to first baseman McCarthy, and McCarthy took his foot off the bag. And rolled safe at first base is Sean Guida. McCarthy has a couple of choice words for the umpire, Calvin Baker. And safe at first base is Sean Guida.
The catcher, Jordan Jackson.
That's going to be an E3 on Tommy McCarthy. It did look like his foot briefly came off the bag there. It was an accurate throw from the shortstop, Lipschitz. And McCarthy just took his foot off the bag a bit. So a runner at first with 1 away. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And now Blasters manager Big John Hunton's going to come out, have a conversation with Fred DeJesus. And now Hunton's going to make his way over to talk to the field umpire, Calvin Baker. We only have 2 umpires for this series. Again, a lot of the rules that are put in place for this series are meant to limit the amount of personal interaction between everyone that's participating in this series, between the players and the fans and the staff that are here as well. So John is going to ask Calvin Baker to have a conversation with Fred DeJesus to see if Freddie agrees that McCarthy's foot came off the bag over at first base. That's a move that Brett Jody normally does all the time. The Somerset Patriots manager, when he comes out to argue, his first conversation point is, look, ask the other umpires to see what they saw to confirm their feelings. So now Calvin Baker has a conversation with Fred DeJesus. And they overturn it. After a conversation, Sean Guida is ruled out at first base. So instead of the E3 on Tommy McCarthy, that conversation goes the Blasters' way, and a successful first quote-unquote challenge for New Jersey Blasters manager John Hunton. So that's just a regular 6-3 putout. There's 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the second inning. And here's Jordan Jackson. First pitch from Vin Mazzaro to Jordan Jackson. A fastball swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. It was close over at first base. It did look like McCarthy's foot might have slightly came off the bag, but it kind of seemed like the foot came back to the bag relatively quickly, and certainly in enough time to record the putout against Guida as the breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and it's an 0-2 count. So 2 out, nobody on. No balls and 2 strikes between Mazzaro and Jackson. And the fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Blasters. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the Somerset Patriots. 1-2. Misses up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson and Mazzaro were actually briefly teammates last year with the Long Island Ducks. Jordan Jackson only played in 1 game with the Long Island Ducks, but he was on that same 2019 Atlantic League Championship squad as the right-handed pitcher for the Blasters on the rubber here, 2-2. Swung on and fouled off down the first base line and out of play, and the count holds. Mazzaro went 11-4 with a 3.61 ERA with the Ducks last year, but those numbers don't even really tell the full story of how strong he was with Long Island. He started off the year as a relief pitcher, transitioned into the starting rotation on July 24th, and was lights out at every point since then. 2-2. Just misses off the outside part of the plate. That runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mazzaro, after July 24th last year, was 8-0 as a starter, as a member of the Long Island Ducks. And then he went 3-0 in the postseason as well. 3-2. Swung on and tipped it into the glove of Luis Roman. That's strike 3. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody is left on base. We'll head to the third, tied at 1 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com. The Somerset Patriots, a professional baseball team located at TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater, New Jersey, are dedicated to bringing baseball and high-quality entertainment back to the Central Jersey community in 2020. Follow our website and social media channels for updates and announcements on future games, movies, fireworks, and more fun events that we have planned for the summer of 2020.
It's slamming it, come on, get patriotic.
Nothing is more important than your child's education. The Somerset County Education Association represents the public school employees that make your child's education possible. This includes more than 7,000 teachers, paraprofessionals, bus drivers, nurses, custodians, secretaries, and other outstanding education support professionals. Visit www.sceanj.org for more information. Together, we can prepare our children for the future.
Of course, I'm disoriented. Look at what did you do to my eyes?
Look at me.
Look at you? I can't not look at you, Walter. I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
That is so cool. Fact, pigeons have 360-degree vision. Now nobody can sneak up behind you.
And welcome back to TD Bank Ballpark, top of the third inning between the Somerset Patriots and the New Jersey Blasters. This ball game knotted at 1. A run on 2 hits, no errors for New Jersey. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the Somerset Patriots. In case you're just joining us, both teams scratched together a run on a 2-out RBI single in the first inning. For the Blasters, it was Zach Recusant who got New Jersey on the board with an RBI single in the top half of the frame. And then in the bottom of the first, it was Dan Valerio with a 2-out RBI single to left field. So 1-1's our score. David Kubiak back on the rubber for the top of the third inning. Leading off is Zach Lipschitz. And the first pitch from the righty. Swung on and hit in the air out to left field, right at Liam MacArthur. Camps under it, or rather Sean Guida. Camps under it, makes the catch, and there is 1 away. So 1 pitch and 1 out in the top of the third inning. And that'll bring up Martin Figueroa. Figueroa got the rally started for the Blasters in the top of the first. With 2 out, nobody on, he drew a walk against David Kubiak, stole second base, and came around to score on the RBI single from Zach Recusant. Figueroa, switch hitter, will bat from the left side against the Long Island native David Kubiak. And the first pitch, fastball to Figueroa, in for a called strike, 0-1. Figueroa, one of the bigger names in this series, the 0-1. Taken off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Certainly a big name around these parts in New Jersey, primarily for the remarkable season he had with the Sussex County Miners in 2018. 1-1. Fastball off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Figueroa with the Miners hit .328 in 2018 with 5 home runs, 50 RBI, 20 stolen bases. 2-1 off the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Figueroa was the Can-Am League Rookie of the Year in 2018, but Miners fans will remember the way that season ended. 3-1. Misses low and inside, ball 4. Second walk drawn by Martin Figueroa, and a one-out base runner for the Blasters in the top half of the third inning. Just to finish up that note on Figueroa, to cap off the 2018 season and to earn the Sussex County Miners their first Can-Am League championship in franchise history, all Martin Figueroa did was hit a walk-off 3-run home run against the Quebec Capitals in Game 4 of that championship series. So he leads off of first base. And here's Zach Recusant, already with an RBI to his name after just one plate appearance. Swings at the first pitch from Kubiak and lifts a foul ball over the backstop. No balls and a strike. Every player that's going to be in this series certainly has a lot of motivation to perform. But I think there could be an argument made that Zach Recusant comes in here playing against his former team and a team that he would love to play with again in the Somerset Patriots. He certainly has something to prove. And he came through with an RBI single in his first at-bat. Kubiak throws over to first base to check in on Figueroa, who dives headfirst back into the bag safely. No balls, one strike. There's one away in the top of the third, a runner at first base. And a 1-1 ball game between the New Jersey Blasters and the Somerset Patriots. Another snap throw over to first. This one gets away from Rolls and rolls into foul territory down the first base line. Figueroa over to second base. A throwing error from David Kubiak. That is the third error of the ball game for the Somerset Patriots. A sloppy start defensively for Somerset. And now Figueroa over at second base. Another RBI opportunity for Zach Recusant against his former teammate. 0-1. Swing and a chopper foul. Recusant well out in front of a curveball from Kubiak. Just got a piece of it. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Kubiak played on the Somerset Patriots in 2017, same year that Recusant made his professional debut. Kubiak made 21 appearances, 18 starts that year. He was an Atlantic League All-Star before his contract was purchased and he went to Taiwan. As Recusant taps another fastball foul to stay alive. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Each of the last 3 years for David Kubiak ended with his contract getting purchased. 2017 he went to Taiwan, 2018 and 2019 he went over to Mexico. Numbers strong each of those 3 years, but certainly none stronger than what he did last year. 0-2 breaking ball comes inside and hits Recusant. Recusant, a right-handed batter, turned his back towards the infield, and that slow curve grazed against his front elbow. So a walk and a hit by pitch. Have 2 runners on for the Blasters, with 1 away in the top of the third inning, and that'll bring up Tommy McCarthy. Uncharacteristic command issues from Kubiak, who again last year at the time that his contract was purchased in early July led the Atlantic League in wins, earned run average, whip. First pitch here to McCarthy, swung on and lined towards left center field. That might get down, and it does. It's a base hit. A sliding stop from Pacioli in left center field, but not before Figueroa turns third. He comes out to score. Tommy McCarthy with a feet-first slide into second base. That's an RBI double for the TCNJ product. And the Blasters are back out in front, 2-1 in the top of the third. Well, the Blasters getting some good swings off of David Kubiak. An RBI double for Tommy McCarthy scores Martin Figueroa. Over to third base on the play went Zach Recusant. Now runners at second and third with 1 away, top of the third. Blasters in front, 2-1. And that'll bring up Rob Calabrese. First base unoccupied. Kubiak from the stretch and the first pitch fastball taken low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Blasters take advantage of some uncharacteristic miscues from David Kubiak. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle and into center field. That's a base hit. Recusant in from third. Rounding third base is McCarthy. Here comes Pacioli's throw. It's bobbled by Jackson and it gets away. McCarthy scores. Now racing over to third base goes Calabrese. He'll arrive standing safely. That's a 2-out or rather 1 out, or 2-run single from Rob Calabrese and make it a 4-1 Blasters lead. And now Brett Jody will come out to the mound, and looks like he's going to make a motion towards the bullpen, and that might be it for David Kubiak. A surprising start from the 2-time Atlantic League All-Star. And that'll be it for Kubiak. We'll have a new pitcher. Looks like that might be Rutgers product Max Herman when we return. It's a 4-1 Blasters lead in the top of the 3rd inning as we step aside briefly on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
Time will give and time will take. All the memories made will wash away. Even though we've changed, I'm still here with you. So come out.
There it goes! A 2-out, 2-run bomb over the right field fence.
So we lose.
Here comes Rodriguez! It's a bases clearing 3-run double! 27 up and 27 down for Teasley. The first pitcher in Somerset Patriots history to do so.
Into a raging fire. Into a raging fire.
And we're back here at TD Bank Ballpark. It is the top of the 3rd inning, and the New Jersey Blasters are leading the Somerset Patriots 4-1. David Kubiak touched up here in the top of the 3rd. So the new pitcher in the ballgame for the Somerset Patriots is the left-handed pitcher, Max Herman. First reliever out of the bullpen for Somerset. Herman is 6'3", 210-pound lefty. Resides in Rutherford, New Jersey. Most recently played for the AAA Salt Lake Bees, an affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels organization. Played his college ball over at Rutgers, so certainly familiar with this area. In his first year with the Patriots, was an undrafted free agent signing by the Los Angeles Angels out of Rutgers in 2017, and within 2 years made it up to the AAA level. So Herman moved quickly through the Angels organization and now finds himself on the mound here at TD Bank Ballpark with a runner at third base and 1 away in the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 4-1 Blasters lead. An RBI double from Tommy McCarthy and a 2-run single from Rob Calabrese. Has plated 3 runs so far in the frame. Calabrese advanced to second base on the throw and over to third on an E8 from Justin Pacioli. As the first pitch to Louis Martini from Max Herman, a fastball that's taken low. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield plays in 1-0. Fastball misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Martini grounded into a fielder's choice in his first plate appearance. A right-handed batter works against the southpaw Herman, 2-0. On the inside part of the plate, called a strike, 2-1. One important thing to note, there is no use of automated balls and strikes in this ballgame. Fred DeJesus, the home plate umpire, is calling balls and strikes himself behind home. Of course, the Atlantic League used the automated balls and strikes system last year as Martini swings, lifts one out towards right center field, and that splits the gap and will roll to the wall. Rob Calabrese sitting from third base, Martini rounding second. He's on his horse heading for third, and a head-first dive into the bag safely. An RBI triple from Louis Martini and make it a 5-1 Blasters lead.
Catcher number 17, Luis Roman.
So Louis Martini with his first hit as a Blaster. 4 runs home in the inning. And you guys thought the Somerset Patriots were going to run away with this series. It's Luis Roman who now steps in. He'll bat from the left side, a lefty-on-lefty matchup against Herman, and the first pitch. Fastball up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Roman is struck out swinging against David Kubiak in his first at-bat. 1-0. Roman swings, breaks his bat, a soft line drive, deflects off the pitcher Herman. He collects it to his left and underhand flips it onto first base to retire Roman for the second out of the inning. Holding at third base is Louis Martini, and now there's 2 away in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Liam MacArthur, lined a base hit into right field in his first at bat. He's 1 for 1. It'll be another lefty-on-lefty matchup between Herman and MacArthur. First pitch. And it's a fastball that's taken inside. 1 ball and no strikes. So we do have the final line on David Kubiak. We'll get to that in a moment. He only goes 2 1/3 innings. 1-0. Fastball on the inside part of the plate, called a strike, 1-1. Kubiak allows 5 hits. He allowed 5 runs as well. We'll get to the earned runs in a moment. 1-1. MacArthur takes a called strike, a ball and 2 strikes. I am also working as the official scorer this evening, so trying to do a lot of math in a small amount of time. Kubiak did strike out 3 batters. He walked 2. Now the 1-2. Swung on and fisted foul down the third base line. And MacArthur stays alive, a ball and 2 strikes. Martin Figueroa began this rally for the Blasters here in the top of the third with a 1-out walk. He advanced to second base on a throwing error from David Kubiak, the first of 2 errors in the inning for the Blasters. But Figueroa would have scored anyway, so all of the runs this inning are earned against David Kubiak. Now the 1-2. Swung on and fisted foul down the third base line again, and MacArthur stays alive. Sort of working this out in real time to make sure I get this right. Rob Calabrese had the 2-run single. He advanced to third base on the throwing error and then scored on the Louis Martini RBI triple. So all the runs are earned this inning. That means all the runs in this ballgame are earned against Kubiak. As the 1-2 breaking ball drops in for a letter high, called strike 3. And that retires the side. But the damage done by the Blasters in the inning. 4 runs. Home for New Jersey, coming on 3 hits with 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. It is 5-1 Blasters as we move to the bottom of the third on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose between a great network and the best prices. We give you both. Switch your family from AT&T or Verizon to T-Mobile, and you will save up to 50% off your current service and smartphones. 50%! With 3 or more lines of essentials with unlimited talk, text, and data. All on a network built with our best signals for coverage. And keep your current phones. We'll pay them off up to $450 each. Now get an amazing network for an amazing price. Only at T-Mobile.
He looks a little bit like the Hawk. Hey fans, get more Patriots trivia every Thursday when you download the brand new Somerset Patriots mobile app. Watch and listen to games, news, mobile tickets, schedules, contests, game day information, concession menu, and more. Even earn 100 points or more by attending games and checking in. Download the Patriot app from your app store.
Bottom of the third inning from TD Bank Ballpark. My name is Mark Schwartz. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Voice of Central Jersey, 1450 WCTC, as well as our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Somerset Patriots. Appreciate everyone who is tuned in for our video feed. I've seen some of the comments. We are going with a single camera shot today. One of the reasons being we can't really have additional staff in the ballpark to operate everything. We have 500 people are allowed in TD Bank Ballpark, including players, including staff, to run this event. So it's sort of a skeleton staff, skeleton crew that we're going with for this evening, so we have the one single camera shot, but we still appreciate you guys tuning in. Scott Kelly to lead off in the home half of the third inning, and the first pitch from Vin Mazzaro is a breaking ball and misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. It is a commanding 5-1 lead for the New Jersey Blasters. 1-0 from Mazzaro. That's a fastball taken for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 runs home for the Blasters in the top of the third overall. 5 runs on 6 hits for New Jersey. 1 run, 2 hits, and 4 errors for the Somerset Patriots. 1-1 to Kelly. Fastball, that's taken for a called strike. Knee-high inside part of the plate. A ball and 2 strikes to the man who would have been entering his 7th season with the Somerset Patriots had all things been equal this year. The stats that happen in this series do not officially count towards Somerset Patriots' full statistics, as the breaking ball from Mazzaro taken in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's important for a number of players in this series. I mean, for Scott Kelly, he ranks among all-time franchise leaders in a number of categories, including stolen bases, where he is 3rd all-time with 112 stolen bases over his first 6 seasons in a Somerset uniform. Mazzaro steps off the rubber, so Kelly will take a breather. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 5-1 New Jersey Blasters lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Righty Mazzaro on the rubber against the righty Kelly. Here's the pitch. Changeup taken low and away, and that runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly led off the bottom of the 1st inning with a base hit. Was retired on a fielder's choice. The Patriots got their lone run in that bottom of the 1st inning on an RBI single from Dan Valerio. 3-2 on its way, Kelly. Swing and a chopper to the left side, past the diving Figueroa and into left field. That's the 2nd base hit of the ballgame for number 2 in the Patriots uniform. He's 2 for 2 on the evening, and Somerset with a leadoff base runner in the home half of the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Justin Pacioli. Pacioli grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. He beat out a turn throw from Louis Martini at second base for a potential 5-4-3 double play. And Patch eventually came around to score. He stole second base and scored on the 2-out RBI single from Valerio. So now it's Kelly off of first base. He's held on by Tommy McCarthy, pair of TCNJ grads over at first. Mazzaro from the stretch. Glove at the chest, throws over to first base, and Kelly forced to dive back in. Tag applied by McCarthy. Infield plays at double play depth as we're settling in for a pretty nice evening here in central New Jersey. I think we're going to have a pretty nice sunset. Hashtag baseball sky. Mazzaro takes his time, now delivers home, and the first pitch to Pacioli. A right-handed batter taken for a called strike at the knees. No balls and a strike. Mentioned just before that Scott Kelly ranks 3rd all-time in Somerset Patriots history in stolen bases with 114, actually. It's Justin Pacioli 1 spot behind him. Pacioli has 112 stolen bases. In his first 3 years as a Somerset Patriot, he ranks 4th all-time. Mazzaro a long pause from the stretch. Kelly off of first base. Kicks and fires. And Patch grounds it foul down the third base line. No balls and 2 strikes. Pacioli and Kelly were both slated to return to the Somerset Patriots for a normal Atlantic League season in 2020. They would have been two of the longest tenured players on the roster. Kelly would have been going into his 7th season. Pacioli would have been going into his 4th. And had all things been equal, Kelly would have become only the 2nd player in franchise history to play in 7 different seasons with the Somerset Patriots. As Mazzaro throws over to first and Kelly dives back in. The only other player to play in 7+ seasons for the Somerset Patriots, Jeff Nettles. He played in parts of 9 seasons. Pacioli, along with David Kubiak and Jovan Gonzalez, would have been through the 3 players with 4 years of experience with the Patriots, as the 0-2 is fisted into right field past Louis Martini, and it drops in for a base hit. So the players with the most experience for the Somerset Patriots are certainly coming through at the plate. Kelly and Pacioli go back-to-back with base hits to begin the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Patriots have runners at first and second with nobody out. And now a little bit of movement in the New Jersey Blasters bullpen. Down the left field line. Looks like a southpaw is going to start to throw. The Blasters with two left-handed pitchers in their bullpen, Sean Kaselica and Ryan Williamson. So we'll see who is the first out of the pen this evening for John Hunton's squad. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Here's the number 3 batter, Carlos Garcia. Squares to bunt, drops a beauty down the third base line. Figueroa charges in. Fields throws to first base in time. A successful sacrifice bunt for Carlos Garcia. Score that 5-3 if you're keeping track at home. Kelly advances to third. Pacioli over to second, and there's one away in the home half of the third.
Third baseman, number 22, Dan Valerio.
So here's Dan Valerio. Already with an RBI this evening. On the first pitch he saw in his first at-bat, grounded a base hit into left field. Takes a breaking ball from Mazzaro here in the dirt. It's blocked by Luis Roman. 1 ball and no strikes. Valerio briefly played in the U.S. PBL last year. Spent the majority of his time in 2019 playing at Southeastern University collegiately. Had a lot of success over there. 1-0. Swung on and hit in the air out towards right field. It chases Recusyn towards the warning track, settles under it, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Kelly. The throw from Recusyn comes into third, but it's offline. And that's a successful sacrifice fly from Dan Valerio, his second RBI of the evening. And the Patriots are back on the scoreboard now, 5-2 Blasters in the home half of the third.
Right fielder, number 11, Adam Chikarico.
As Kelly scored on the play, Pacioli advanced over to third. And here's Adam Tricarico, who drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Saw 4 pitches from David Kubiak in the bottom of the first inning and took first base. He's got a runner at third with 2 away, swings at the first pitch here, pops it up, foul territory down the first base line. McCarthy settles underneath it and makes the catch in foul territory, side retired. But the Patriots get back on the scoreboard. That's a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We're through 3, and the Blasters lead 5-2 on SBN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com. The Somerset Patriots, a professional baseball team located at TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater, New Jersey, are dedicated to bringing baseball and high-quality entertainment back to the Central Jersey community in 2020. Follow our website and social media channels for updates and announcements on future games, movies, fireworks, and more fun events that we have planned for the summer of 2020.
It's slamming and come on, get patriotic.
Nothing is more important than your child's education. The Somerset County Education Association represents the public school employees that make your child's education possible. This includes more than 7,000 teachers, paraprofessionals, bus drivers, nurses, custodians, secretaries, and other outstanding education support professionals. Visit www.sceanj.org for more information. Together, we can prepare our children for the future.
Top of the 4th inning from TD Bank Ballpark, and it is a Blasters 5-2 lead over the Somerset Patriots. Max Herman remains on the mound for the Somerset Patriots. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for New Jersey. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 4 errors for the Somerset Patriots. It has not been the cleanest of ball games defensively for Somerset to this point. That being said, we do have the final line on David Kubiak. He went 2 1/3 innings, allowed 5 runs, all of which were earned. on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Max Herman came in to finish off the top half of the 3rd inning. He remains on the bump, and the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Mark Shenlugian is a fastball taken low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Herman allowed 1 inherited runner to score. Gave up an RBI triple to Louis Martini as Shenlugian tops 1 foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. After that point, Herman forced Luis Roman to ground out and struck out Liam MacArthur looking to retire the side in the top of the 3rd, but the damage was already done at that point. 1-1. Shenlugian swings and tops 1 on the ground towards the pitcher Herman, an underhand flip to first base, and there's 1 away. Shenlugian now 0 for 3. That'll bring up Zach Lipschitz, who has had 2 plate appearances so far this evening. He has seen 2 pitches, or rather struck out looking in his first at-bat and then flew out on the first pitch that he saw in his second at-bat out to left field. So Drew product and current assistant coach over at Drew University. 0 for 2 in making his professional baseball debut this evening. Right-handed hitter against the lefty Max Herman. Swings at the first pitch here, skies it out to right field. Tricarico underneath it, ranges a bit to his left, makes the catch. And there's 2 away. So second straight plate appearance for Lipschitz.
Third baseman Martin.
He flies out on the first pitch that he sees. 2 out, nobody on in the top of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Martin Figueroa. He's had 2 plate appearances. He has been walked twice. And he has scored a pair of runs. First pitch. Figueroa takes a fastball, misses off the plate. A little low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Already talked about Figueroa's impressive 2018 with Sussex County. He had a strong season in 2019 as well, as this breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Figueroa was an all-star with the State College Spikes, short season New York Penn League affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals last year. 2-0, a healthy swing and a miss. That was a big cut from Figueroa, possibly the biggest cut I've seen so far this evening. A little tardy on that fastball, however, and it's now a 2-1 count. Lights are on at TD Bank Ballpark. Figueroa last year hit .282. He was a postseason all-star in the New York Penn League with the State College Spikes. 2-1. Takes a called strike at the knees, and that runs the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Top of the 4th, nobody on. On the mound, it's Max Herman. Rutgers product from the windup. Here's the pitch, and it misses a little high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Recusant awaits on deck. Middle of the order for the New Jersey Blasters have gotten the job done so far. Figueroa's reached base twice. Recusant's reached base twice. Now the 3-2. Swung on, popped up, foul, first base side. That'll land out of play. And the count remains full. In case you're just joining us, the Blasters blasted, for lack of a better word, out to a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning on a 2-out RBI single from Zach Recusant. And then a 4 spot from the Blasters in the top of the 3rd. An RBI double from Tommy McCarthy, a 2-run single from Rob Calabrese, and an RBI triple from Louis Martini. Gave the Blasters at the time a 5-1 lead. Patriots got a run back in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2, call strike 3. Herman gets the outside part of the plate. Figueroa down looking and now retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Blasters 5, Patriots 2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
For over 85 years, in every county across the state, we've protected the health of New Jersey, covering families and businesses through life's big moments and the small ones. Because we don't just work here, we live here too. Over 5,000 local employees, all with the same purpose, taking care of you.
Rhythm is a dance
running late. No problem. Come on in.
India's 55. Happy birthday, Rick Melvin. Tim Hughes is 72. Happy bar mitzvah, Adam. Happy birthday, Evan Santana. Happy birthday, Joe. PJ. Jackie. Michael is 13. Happy 64th birthday, Jim, from Lori, Tim, and Melissa.
Looking for a newer used car? There's no better place than the Flemington Car and Truck Country family of brands, located on routes 202 and 31 in Flemington, or at flemington.com. There you'll find a family-centered organization ready to take care of all of your automotive needs, as they've done since 1976. Shopping for a new car, hit a home run with all the great deals available now at your Tri-State Ford dealer, proud sponsor of Somerset Patriots baseball. Visit tristatieford.com for more information today. New pitcher in the ballgame for the New Jersey Blasters. Vin Mazzaro's night is done after 3 innings of work. We'll get to his line in a moment. But the new pitcher on the mound for the Blasters, it's the southpaw Sean Kaselica. He makes his Blasters debut, a 6'2", 210-pound lefty from Glen Gardner, New Jersey. Works from the windup, and the first pitch to the designated hitter Sid Kumar is a fastball that misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Kumar, Joey Rose, and Sean Guida. 6, 7, 8 in the Patriots order. Due up here in the home half of the 4th inning with the Blasters ahead 5-2. As Kumar takes a breaking ball from Kaselica low. 2 balls and no strikes. Kaselica, one of 2 players on the New Jersey Blasters roster that most recently pitched at the AAA level. 2-0. Kumar taps a breaking ball foul to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Kaselica, originally a 33rd round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2015, played his college ball at Virginia Tech University. Made 29 appearances with the AAA Indianapolis Indians in the Pirates organization last year. Fastball from the lefty misses low and away to Kumar. 3 balls and a strike. At a 4.33 earned run average, 49 strikeouts over 52 innings last year. As the 3-1 misses low and inside, ball 4. So Sid Kumar reaches base for the first time in his professional baseball career. Draws a leadoff walk in the home half of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Joey Rose.
First baseman, number 6.
So the final line on Vin Mazzaro, he worked 3 innings. Mazzaro allowed 4 hits. He struck out 3 batters, did not walk, well, rather walked 1, and he allowed 2 runs, both of which were earned. And now it's Kaselica on to try to preserve this lead for the New Jersey Blasters in the first game in franchise history for them. Kumar off of first, Rose at the plate, and the first pitch from the southpaw taken up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Blasters, 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for the Somerset Patriots. Meanwhile, Nate Rowe has begun getting loose for Somerset in their bullpen down the right field line. Blasters infield at double play depth. Kaselica works from the middle of the rubber, kicks and fires. And the 1-0, a changeup taken low. 2 balls and no strikes. In addition to pitching for AAA Indianapolis last year, Kaselica also made 7 scoreless appearances for the AA Altoona Curve, a team that he played for primarily in 2018, where he was named an Eastern League midseason All-Star. He's got Kumar off of first, 2-0, taken low, 3 balls and no strikes. And Kaselica in danger of walking the first 2 batters that he faces in his first appearance of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. Again, this is a 7-inning ball game that we're playing this evening between the Patriots and the Blasters. Every game of this series will be 7 innings. 3-0. Misses upstairs, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk drawn by Joey Rose, and the Patriots with runners at first and second and nobody out in the home half of the 4th inning. Luis Roman comes out to the mound to have a conversation with his relief pitcher, and that'll bring John Hunton out as well. Hunton, of course, a very familiar name around the Somerset Patriots circles. A long-time player/coach for the Somerset Patriots. Of course, he's the Atlantic League all-time record holder in single-season saves and career saves. He's been a pitching coach for the Patriots for the last 2 seasons, was supposed to originally be the pitching coach for the Somerset Patriots this year. He had worked for 4 seasons as the director of player personnel for the Somerset Patriots, overlapping with his time as a record-setting closer. He was actually the only player in professional baseball in the country who was working both as a director of player personnel and as a player at the same time. And most recently, the last 2 years, he has been the director of baseball operations. And to put it bluntly, he is one of the main architects of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. Hunton pretty much conducted all of the workouts, all of the tryouts to get this group of guys together for this series. So Sean Guida at the plate now. First pitch. Squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, but takes a called strike, 0-1. 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 4th. Blasters in front, 5-2. Sid Kumar off of second base, Joey Rose off of first, and Sean Guida at the plate. Grounded out to the shortstop Zach Lipschitz in his first at-bat. Lefty on lefty matchup. And the 0-1 swung on and chopped to short. Lipschitz gloves, flips to Martini for 1. No turn throw to first. And it's a fielder's choice for Sean Guida. Out at second base is Joey Rose. Over to third goes Sid Kumar. Now runners on the corners. 1 away. And that'll bring up the number 9 batter, Jordan Jackson.
Catcher, number 9, Jordan Jackson.
Guida showing some good wheels, hustling down the first base line on that chopper. So Martini decided to eat the ball instead of attempting the turn throw over to first base. So now Jackson, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat, steps in. A right-handed hitter against the lefty Kiselica. Kiselica from the stretch, first pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut there from Jackson. Tried to attack the fastball that was about letter high and came up empty-handed. No balls and a strike. Jackson played 1 game with the Long Island Ducks last year. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Tacked another fastball from Kiselica, and he falls behind in the count, 0-2. Jackson, a Little Ferry native. 2018, played 9 games with Santa Fe over in the Pecos League. He's got Kumar off of third, Guida at first. 1 away, bottom of the 4th. Here's the 0-2. Guida runs, fastball taken low and inside. And the pitch dropped by the catcher, Luis Roman, so there's no throw down at second base. It's a stolen base for Sean Guida, his first of the series. That takes away the double play. It takes away the force out at second base. And now a 1-2 count between the lefty Kiselica and the righty Jackson. Infield plays back with 1 away. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kiselica brought the heat during that exchange. It was 3 fastballs, all powered by Jackson. And that's the first strikeout of the evening for Kiselica. Jackson now 0 for 2. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order in Scott Kelly. Kelly's 2 for 2 on the day. Brett Jody, when constructing his roster, decided to put the 2 position players he's most familiar with 1 and 2 in his order. Scott Kelly batting leadoff tonight, 2 for 2 with a run scored. Justin Pacioli hitting second in the order, 1 for 2 with a stolen base and a run scored. Now an opportunity for Kelly to potentially bring the Patriots within a run. First pitch, taken low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Kumar off of third. Guida's already shown that he's got some speed. He leads off of second base. Kelly at the plate represents the tying run, with the New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots 5-2. 1-0. Breaking ball taken low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. This was a lineup for Somerset Patriots manager Brett Jody that was not very easy to put together because Brett flat out was not too familiar with most of the guys. In fact, there's a number of players, almost all of the new Somerset Patriots on his roster. He met them for the first time either today or over the last couple of days. Brett's only been in the state of New Jersey for about 4 days now. Here's the 2-0. And that fastball misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Again, first base is open with Justin Pacioli awaiting on deck. Caselica stares into his battery mate. Luis Roman comes set. He'll work from the stretch. Here's the 3-0. Taken low and inside, ball 4. That's the 3rd walk allowed by Sean Caselica this inning. And Scott Kelly has now reached base safely in all 3 of his plate appearances. And now a big opportunity for the 2-time Atlantic League All-Star Justin Pacioli. He was an All-Star in 2017. He was All-Star again last year for the Somerset Patriots. His story pretty well known, a 10th round draft pick out of Lehigh University by the San Diego Padres back in 2015, but only spent 1 year in their organization. Came back to the East Coast for family reasons. Now the first pitch to the righty. Fastball, this one taken for a called strike, 0-1. Pacioli's mom was experiencing some health issues, so he returned and took a year off from baseball in 2016. And then joined the Somerset Patriots in 2017, a move that was orchestrated mostly by Somerset Patriots Senior Director of Merchandise, Rob Crossman. 0-1. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crossman and Pacioli both live in the same town, Easton, Pennsylvania, and they're both family friends. So, Rob, knowing that Pacioli was a baseball player, put him in contact with John Hunton, and Pacioli began playing for the Patriots in 2017. First of 3 seasons with the club. Now the 1-1. Called a strike on the inside part of the plate, 1-2. The bases are loaded. There's 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Blasters are leading the Patriots 5-2. Sid Kumar off of 3rd, Sean Guina off of 2nd, Scott Kelly off of 1st, and Justin Pacioli at the plate. 1 for 2 on the evening with a run scored and a stolen base. Caselica comes set, checks the runners, now the 1-2. Swung on and fouled off to the backstop. And Pacioli stays alive. Pacioli's first year with the Patriots in 2017, he did not begin the season as a starter. Darren Ford, a former San Francisco Giant, was a starting center fielder for the Patriots that year. Tore his ACL a week into the season. Pacioli was plugged in his first year in Somerset, and after a year removed from baseball, lit up the Atlantic League, hit .345 in the first half, and was a midseason All-Star. Now the 1-2. Swing and a missed strike 3. Fooled badly. A nasty curveball there from Sean Caselica. And the Patriots strand the bases loaded. No runs in the inning. No hits, no errors. 3 runners are left on base. We're through 4, and the Blasters still in front. 5-2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose between a great network and the best prices. We give you both. Switch your family from AT&T or Verizon to T-Mobile, and you will save up to 50% off your current service and smartphones. 50%! With 3 or more lines of essentials with unlimited talk, text, and data, all on a network built with our best signals for coverage. And keep your current phones. We'll pay them off up to $450 each. Now get an amazing network for an amazing price, only at T-Mobile.
After the latest executive order, we are open to sell cars in our showroom.
Flemington Car and Truck Country has what you're looking for and is following CDC guidelines to assure a healthy environment. Choose from 16 manufacturer brands plus over 500 available certified pre-owned vehicles with financing as low as 0%. Flemington Car and Truck Country is open for business. Start your search at Flemington.com.
The prices of new and used cars will never be lower. Now is the time.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that beer sales will conclude at the end of the 5th inning of play. Beer sales, all alcohol sales, will end at the conclusion of the 5th inning.
Ideacom is now offering businesses free VoIP phones. With Ideacom, you can reduce your phone bill, work from anywhere, and enjoy local support. Ideacom has the experience to provide a solution that's right for your business. Get the guys from Ideacom on your team today by visiting their website at ideacom-nj.com. At NJN, we understand the hardships you might be going through right now. That's why we're offering payment relief. We'll continue providing your protection no matter what tomorrow brings, because dealing with uncertainties is our business. This isn't just insurance, it's NJM. Zach Recusing leads off in the top of the 5th inning, and the first pitch from Max Herman is a fastball taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Herman back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. 1-0. Recusing fouls it off down the first baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be 4-5-6 due up for the Blasters in the top of the 5th. Recusing, Tommy McCarthy, and Rob Calabrese. A 4-5-6 that have combined for 4 runs batted in. Now the 1-1. Fastball from the lefty. Herman misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Recusing started off the scoring with a 2-out RBI single in the top of the 1st inning. Was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Now the 2-1. Fastball inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Max Herman has retired 5 batters in a row after he allowed a RBI triple to Louis Martini, the first batter he faced in relief back in the 3rd inning. 3-1, a soft line drive past the diving first baseman Rose and into right field. Recusing with a hard turnaround first. He'll stop there, and that's the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Mendham, New Jersey native, Zach Recusing. And he's been on base in all 3 of his plate appearances. So that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Tommy McCarthy. Reached on an error in his first at-bat back in the 2nd inning, had an RBI double to left center field his last time up. That RBI double at the time gave the Blasters a 2-1 lead. McCarthy would eventually come around to score later in that inning. First pitch. That's a fastball that misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. This is not the professional debut for Tommy McCarthy. Briefly played with the Gary South Shore Railcats of the American Association last year. 1-0, a big swing and a miss from the lefty. 1 ball and 1 strike. McCarthy graduated from the College of New Jersey, Go Lions, in 2019, and then later signed a professional contract, played 6 games with Gary South Shore, hit .286 with a run batted in over 21 plate appearances. As Herman throws over to first to check in on Recusing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 5th. New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots 5-2. Lefty-lefty matchup between Max Herman and Tommy McCarthy, the 1-1. Swing and a chopper foul off the front shin, and a catcher's interference is called, allowing McCarthy to reach first base. So Fred DeJesus, the home plate umpire, right on top of that. And even from my vantage point back here in the press box, certainly looked like McCarthy's bat was slowed a bit. So that's a catcher's interference that allows McCarthy to take first base. It's the 2nd time that McCarthy has reached on an error. It goes down as an E2 and is now the 5th error of the ball game for the Somerset Patriots. And the Blasters once again threatening. They've got runners at first and second with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. And Brett Jody, Patriots manager, comes out of the dugout, and he's going to take the ball from Max Herman and make a call to his bullpen. It looks like Billy Lane Jr., the Seton Hall University graduate, he's going to come into this ball game. So Herman exits, Lane enters, will step aside. Blasters in front, 5-2 with runners at first, second, nobody out. In the top of the 5th inning on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
Somerset! All right, fans, let me hear you. Somerset! Come on, louder than that! Somerset! 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 Psst. Somerset! Patriots!
The new pitcher for the Somerset Patriots here is the righty Billy Lane Jr. He's making his Somerset Patriots debut, a 6'4", 185-pound righty, Keyport, New Jersey native. Most recently played with Single A Spokane in the Texas Rangers organization. So he comes on in relief of Max Herman, who allowed the first two batters to reach in the top of the fifth. So we don't have the book closed just yet on Herman.
No trip to the branch necessary.
He did wind up going inning in 2/3.
Billy Lane Jr.
Allowed 2 hits, struck out 2 batters, and has so far allowed 1 to reach on an error. So a little bit more about Billy Lane Jr., the most recent player on the Somerset Patriots to make an appearance. Played his college ball over at Seton Hall University. He was originally an 11th round draft pick by the Texas Rangers back in 2018. Majority of his season last year is with, as I mentioned, Single A Spokane. He went 2-1 with a 4.83 ERA. He struck out 35 batters across 31 2/3 innings. So he comes on the mound here, and there's been a lot of buzz for a lot of different guys since the Somerset Patriots and New Jersey Blasters announced their respective rosters. And it'll be hard to find too many guys that have gotten more play so far than Billy Lane Jr. So certainly a strong following here in the state of New Jersey. Played his high school ball over at Old Bridge High School and led Old Bridge to an NJSIAA Central Group 4 state semifinal as a senior. Strong year, the senior year back in 2015. So he comes on here. He'll work against the right-handed hitting Rob Calabrese, designated hitter, already with a couple of runs batted in his back pocket this evening. Patriots expecting a bunt, and the first pitch to Calabrese, he takes a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. First baseman Joey Rose is playing along the infield grass for the Patriots. At second base with solid speed is Rick Hewson. At first base is Tommy McCarthy. Calabrese did not square around on that first pitch. Lane Jr. works from the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Fastball taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Calabrese 1 for 2 so far today. Had a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning. Right in the middle of that 4-run explosion for this Blasters lineup. Main reason why they're ahead in this ballgame right now, 5-2. Lane Jr. checks Rick Hewson at second. Now the 1-1. Swinging a chopper foul down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little bit of a hitch in Lane Jr.'s motion towards home, at least on that last pitch. Lifted up his front left leg and sort of kept that thigh area parallel to the ground for an extra split second, kind of like jerked it up and down just a bit before delivering the pitch home. Possibly as a maneuver to throw off the timing of the right-handed hitting designated hitter Rob Calabrese. Now Lane Jr. comes set, tan glove at the belt, checks the runner at second. Another hitch and the 1-2, a fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That time, the hitch was certainly more pronounced. Wasn't just a little bounce of the front leg. Instead, the front leg hovered in the air for almost a second as he stared back towards Zach Rick Hewson at second base before eventually delivering the pitch home. And now Lane Jr. will ask for time. He'll step off the rubber. Louis Martini awaits on deck, but right now it is Rob Calabrese, a former 10th round draft pick by the San Francisco Giants at the plate. Coming out of the University of Illinois, Chicago, where he had a tremendous career. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Looked like a breaking ball there from Billy Lane Jr. That gets Calabrese out in front. And there's one away in the top of the fifth inning.
Second baseman, Louis Martini.
So that'll bring up Louis Martini, who capped off the 4-run top of the third inning with an RBI triple against Max Herman in his last at-bat. Still Rakusin off of second. Still McCarthy off of first. Zach Rakusin led off the inning with a base hit to right field. Tommy MacArthur then reached on a catcher's interference. So runners at first and second, one away, top of the fifth. Blasters in front, 5-2. First pitch. Swing and a ground ball, hit foul down the third base line. John Hunton, Blasters manager, third base coach, fields it cleanly. There's a little bit of trepidation from John Hunton when I spoke with him earlier in the week about coaching third. To put it bluntly, Hunton said he doesn't like to coach third. He did not hide his words at all. Coaching third base is not something that he's used to. Of course, Hunton is a record-setting closer in the Atlantic League. He's been a pitching coach the last couple of years, so being a closer, being a relief pitcher, and being a pitching coach are not necessarily jobs that oftentimes warrant a need to coach third base. But here we are. John Hunton does not have any assistant coaches on his team, so manager of the Blasters out there coaching third. Lane Jr. comes set, and the 0-1 misses low and away, and it gets away from Jackson. A breaking ball in the dirt deflects off of Jackson's glove. It rolls to the backstop. Rakusin advances over to third base. On to second goes McCarthy. And now the Blasters with runners in scoring position. 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-1 count for the right-handed hitting Louis Martini. Sellout crowd at TD Bank Ballpark this evening. We're only allowed to have 500 people in the ballpark overall for those are the guidelines in New Jersey for outdoor gatherings, but we sold out all the tickets, so it's a sellout. 1-1. Martini takes the breaking ball outside part of the plate, called a strike. 1-2. Infield has come in for the Patriots, recognizing they trail by 3 runs, and this is a 7-inning ball game. We're in the top of the 5th right now. So the Patriots might be playing to hold Rakusin over at third. Outfield plays straight up against the right-handed hitting Martini. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. This one blocked nicely by Jackson. That runs the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson doing a good job on that breaking ball to flip over his glove, invert it, drop to his knees, use his chest as a backstop and keep that ball in front of him. And more importantly, keep Zach Rakusin over at third base. Two on, one away. Lane Jr. comes set, takes a deep breath, glove at the belt, checks the runners. Now stares towards home. And fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Louis Martini laid on a fastball. Big strikeout there from Lane Jr., and there's 2 away in the top of the 5th. That's a situation where somebody like Martini might have been positioned well to ask for time. Lane Jr. took a very long amount of time to deliver that pitch home and sort of had Martini waiting a little bit. And Lane Jr. is certainly allowed to do that. It's up to Martini to ask for time when the pitcher's taking too long. He did not. And now that's back-to-back strikeouts from Billy Lane Jr. since entering this ball game. Now at the plate is Luis Roman, the catcher for the Blasters. And the first pitch from Lane Jr. misses low and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Max Herman was on the mound to begin this inning, allowed a couple of base runners. And now Billy Lane Jr. is in to try to keep this at a 3-run deficit for the Patriots. Blasters in front, 5-2, with runners at second and third and 2 away in the top of the 5th inning. Roman 0 for 2 so far this evening. Lane Jr. once again takes his time, stares towards third, now the 1-0. Swing and a hot shot down the first base line, just foul. Roman pulled it down the first base line, fouled by maybe about 5 feet or so. He easily would have scored 2 had it been fair, but it was not. So holding at third base for the time being is Zach Rakusin. Holding at second base is Tommy McCarthy. And Luis Roman at the plate. Former member of the San Diego Padres organization, a 23rd round draft pick by the Padres back in 2017 out of Texas Wesleyan University, where he had a phenomenal senior year. Hit .370 with 17 home runs as a senior. 17 home runs were the most home runs in program over at Texas Wesleyan in the last 15 years. Now the 1-1. Misses low, and it gets away from Jackson, rolls to the backstop. That'll allow Recusett to score from third. Over to third base on the wild pitch goes Tommy McCarthy. Another run home for the Blasters, and now a 6-2 New Jersey lead. That's the second wild pitch of the inning for Billy Lane Jr. He has struck out the first two batters that he has faced. However, the wild pitches have come back to haunt him. Now a 6-2 Blasters lead, a runner at third with 2 away, and a 2-1 count for Luis Roman. Now the pitch. Swing and a topper foul. Softly rolls to the backstop, and the count hold. Oh, now a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Roman played for the Schaumburg Boomers last year in the Frontier League to finish the season. He began the year in the San Diego Padres organization, playing for the Single-A Fort Wayne Tin Caps. Was then released, joined the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League, and the Grizzlies eventually traded him over to the Schaumburg Boomers. Now he's a New Jersey Blaster. Billy Lane Jr. works from the stretch. And the 1-2. Fastball inside, or rather, that was a 2-2 count. So it should now be a full count. It is. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Blasters, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 5 errors for the Somerset Patriots. It's been a sloppy game for Somerset defensively, and the Blasters in their first game in franchise history have taken advantage. McCarthy off of third, Lane Jr. on the mound. Here's the 3-2. Swing and the ground ball foul off the protective netting of the Patriots dugout down the first base line, and the count holds. I think it's important to just take a second and recognize how nice it is to have baseball back. Patriots were originally slated to begin their 2020 Atlantic League season on May 1st. Of course, we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. But the Patriots organization has found a way to play professional baseball in 2020, and we're enjoying it tonight. 3-2 to Roman. Swing and a soft ground ball down the first base line. It'll stay fair. It's gloved by Lane Jr., and he applies the tag on Roman himself. And that will retire the side. But the Blasters add another run. It's a run home on 1 hit with 1 error, and 1 runner is left on base. It's time for the 5th inning stretch. So we'll stretch and step aside with the Blasters ahead 6-2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
At RWJ Barnabas Health, we thank you for all your sacrifices, for staying home, for putting off visits for the sake of others, for sending us food and messages to uplift our spirits. And we thank you, New Jersey, for trusting us to take every precaution as we safely welcome you back. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Sorry, we were running late. No problem. Come on in.
Okay. All right, I'll listen. Yeah, now I hear it. Huh. Attention Patriots fans, if you've put off medical care due to COVID-19, please don't delay it any longer. RWJ Barnabas Health has taken every precaution and continues to provide healthcare services in adherence to all public health guidance and regulatory policies. This includes stringent cleaning and disinfection throughout all facilities and screening everyone for symptoms and temperature upon entry. Learn more at rwjbh.org/welcome back. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. It's the fifth inning stretch, which means at TD Bank Ballpark for the first time in 2020, Nick Chirillo, the director of ticketing, got a chance to not only do the Cotton Eye Joe, but do it on the field for, I think, the first time that he's ever done it on the field. So congratulations to Nick on that. We've got a new pitcher in the ball game for the New Jersey Blasters in the bottom of the fifth inning. It is Michael Lopresti. And Lopresti making his first appearance. So the tall righty will work against the 3-4-5 batters for the Somerset Patriots. Heart of the order in the first pitch from Lopresti. It's a fastball in for a called strike. 0-1. Lopresti is 6'4", 220-pound righty from Wayne, New Jersey. 23-year-old, played for Single-A Greensboro most recently. Now on the bump for the Blasters. Works against the former Lancaster Barnstormer Carlos Garcia. 0-1 fouled off over the backstop and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Lopresti, originally an 18th round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2018, played his college ball at St. John's, and he's one of a number of players that were released from major league organizations this year pretty much due to COVID-19. It's been a very tough time to be a minor league baseball player. 0-2. Breaking ball taken low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I know I'm going to miss names when I say this, but Vin Aiello, Sean Kaselica, Brandon Liebrandt. I mean, a lot of the pitchers on this Blasters squad, Michael Lopresti, Alex Vargas, Ryan Williamson, all players that had contracts to play in major league organizations in 2020, but were released due to COVID-19. 1-2. Swing and a foul ball to the backstop, and Garcia stays alive. There is retraction among the roster sizes in professional baseball in Major League Baseball organizations. There's concerns about a loss of revenue at the Major League level. I mean, that's one of the biggest conversation points when it came to figuring out a way for Major League Baseball in its own right to return. But it was pretty apparent for a while that minor league baseball within Major League organizations was not going to happen this year, as Garcia fouls off another fastball from Michael Lopresti. So unfortunately, with a lot of major league organizations not wanting to pay every one of their minor league players on contract, a lot of them got released, and unfortunately Lopresti was one of them. And so this, with the Somerset Professional Baseball Series, really offers the only opportunity for some of these guys locally to play. 1-2 fouled off again by Garcia. He's working a nice set bat currently against Michael Lopresti. I mean, right now, to put it bluntly, the Somerset Professional Baseball Series is the only game in town. Major League Baseball will start without fans beginning next week. There have been some high school games going on, especially here at TD Bank Ballpark with the Last Dance World Series tournament. But in terms of professional baseball, this is the only game in the Garden State. 1-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Garcia battled, but Lopresti strikes him out. Looked like that might have been a cut fastball there.
Ben Valerio.
So 1 away in the home half of the 5th inning. New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots. It's a 6-2 Blasters lead. 6 runs, 7 hits for New Jersey. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 5 errors for the Somerset Patriots. So 1 out, nobody on. That'll bring up Dan Valerio, who has driven in both of the runs for the Somerset Patriots so far this evening. First pitch from the righty, Lepresti. It's a breaking ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Valerio had a 2-out RBI single in his first at-bat back in the first inning, which at the time tied up the ball game at 1. Then had a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the third to make it a 5-2 ball game at the time. 1-0. In for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Valerio hit 156 over 8 games with the Diamond Hoppers in the USPBL last year. But prior to that, really strong numbers at Southeastern University in 2019-2018. Now the 1-1. Swung on and hit a mile in the air, but straight up along the infield. Coming in is the shortstop Lipschitz. Along the infield grass, he's underneath it to make the catch, and there's 2 away. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down for the Patriots in the home half of the 5th against Michael Lepresti. And that'll bring up Adam Tricarico, number 11 for the Patriots this evening.
Right fielder.
Hit .315 over 30 games with the Plattsburgh Thunderbirds, part of the Empire League, which is a showcase league last year. First pitch from Lepresti taken low, 1 ball and no strikes. Patriots have seen a couple of guys come their way from the Empire League. I think the most notable name, at least that I remember, was Ricky Claudio back in 2015 during that Patriots championship run. 1-0. Tricarico swings and skies it along the infield right side. Underneath it is Martin Figueroa, and he's able to make the catch. Side retired. Derek Romberg was actually at third base in that inning, so I missed that. But it's Figueroa making the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Lepresti. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody is left on base. We head to the 6th. It's 6-2 Blasters on ESPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
Presenting the lowest car prices you've ever seen. Wow pricing. Only on Fullerton.com. It'll blow you away. If you want the best deals on all new cars and trucks, don't miss Fullerton's absolutely enormous spring clearance event. Get the lowest prices on our entire new inventory all month long. This month only at Fullerton.
Sorry, we were running late. No problem. Come on in.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable. What are you using that for? I don't think it means what you think it means.
True & Associates is the sponsor of the lawn seating area in the ballpark. At True & Associates, you'll find more than a wide variety of competitive insurance products. You'll find people who understand your needs. True & Associates is a team of licensed professionals who care about their community. Billy Lane Jr. remains on the mound as we move to the top of the 6th inning in Game 1 of Week 1 of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. My name is Mark Schwartz. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have Dave Raish running our boards back at our WCTC studios over in Somerset. And we do have video going for tonight's broadcast as well. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in for the video broadcast. I know that some of you might want different camera angles. We're working with what we can in terms of our staff for this game, so hope that you're able to appreciate the video. It'll be Liam MacArthur was supposed to lead off this inning. See who's about to step to the plate here. That might be Derek Romberg. It is. So Derek Romberg is batting for Liam MacArthur.
Top of the 6th inning, the third baseman, number 18, Derek Romberg.
So Derek Romberg about to get his first plate appearance as a pro. That means that Romberg took Liam MacArthur's spot in the lineup. Romberg was the lone reserve announced for tonight's lineup. So the left-handed hitting Derek Romberg steps in to work against Billy Lane Jr. Swings at the first pitch and grounds a base hit into right field. Romberg has now seen one pitch in his professional career, and he has a base hit to show for it. Attacked the first pitch fastball from Billy Lane Jr., and it's a leadoff base runner for the New Jersey Blasters in the top of the 6th. So I'll have to see who was in left field in the last inning. I must have missed that. I didn't see the defensive change until very late. As the first pitch now to Mark Shenlugian is fouled off over the backstop and out of play. 1 ball and no strikes. I know that Martin Figueroa was at second base for the Blasters. Romberg was at third. And Liam MacArthur was taken out of the lineup. So there's a chance that Louis Martini might have pivoted over towards left field. I'll have to confirm that in the next inning. First, 0-1 to Shenlugian is fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. It's part of the fun of doing this right now with the skeleton staff. I'm trying my hand at an official score. First time I've ever been an official scorer. So official scoring is really a thankless job. Seems like no matter what you call, most people will be upset with your call one way or the other. Romberg off of first, Shenlugian at the plate. Nobody out, top of the 6th. Blasters in front 6-2. And Billy Lane Jr. throws over to first base, and Romberg dives back in safely. Shenlugian at the plate, a left-handed batter, 0 for 3 so far this evening. Is grounded back to center twice, also struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. Leadoff man for the Blasters. Another long pause from Lane Jr. Now Shenlugian asks for time. And that's what some of these Blasters batters got to do. Lane Jr. has certainly made it known so far this evening that he works at his own pace when he's on the mound. And it's tied up a couple of Blasters batters to this point, trying to work on their timing. Now the 0-2. Swung on and tapped foul. And Shenlugian stays alive. We have a final line on Max Herman. Herman entered with a runner at third base back in the 3rd inning and allowed an inherited runner to score. He wound up working an inning and 2/3. Allowed 1 run, which was unearned back in the 5th inning. 2 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And now Lane Jr. on the bump for the Patriots, 0-2. Fastball taken low and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. What'll be interesting to follow as this series progresses is how both Brett Jody and John Hunton manage their bullpens and their reserves in an earnest effort to try to get everyone playing time during the series. Of course, both teams want to win. There's a lot at stake, and, the competitive juices are always going to be flowing. As Shenlugian swings and misses at a changeup. He's set down on strikes for Billy Lane Jr. That's his 3rd strikeout. Shenlugian 0 for 4 this evening, and now there's 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Zach Lipschitz. I talked to both Brett Jody and John Hunton about this, and, they were pretty honest. They said, they want to win. They're competitors. They've been around baseball their entire lives. But there's also certainly an effort to make sure that all the arms in the bullpen get an opportunity to throw at least once a weekend, and that the guys that are on these teams that have put in a lot of time and effort and are not really getting paid that much to be participants in this as well, that everyone gets an opportunity to play. It's important because that's one of the main reasons why we're doing this. Runner off of first, 1 away, and the first pitch to Lipschitz. He takes a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. Lipschitz had attacked the first pitch fastball in each of his last 2 at-bats. Falls behind in the count here. But really, For the Blasters, there is only one bench position player to begin the evening. That was Derek Romberg. He's now in the game. For the Patriots, there's only technically 2 guys on the bench, but really only one. 0-1 to Lipschitz, a breaking ball that misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Patriots have Matt O'Neill on the bench this evening and Joe Quinones. But O'Neill is not available to play this weekend, so really the only reserve player for Brett Jody's team, position player-wise this evening, is Joe Quinones. Fastball misses outside there to Lipschitz. 2 balls and a strike. So there will be an effort from both managers to get these guys in, because this is also an opportunity to showcase. For a lot of these guys, this is their first crack at professional baseball, and considering this is the only game in town in the state of New Jersey and really the tri-state area, professionally speaking, it's a pretty good exposure opportunity. 2-1. Fastball taken low and away from Lane Jr. Now 3 balls and a strike. With 1 out, a runner at first base in the top of the 6th inning. New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots 6-2. A 4-run top of the 3rd inning for the Blasters, highlighting the evening to this point. Lipschitz 0 for 3, a right-handed batter. He's got Derek Romberg over at first base, now 3-1. Swinging a check swing ground ball towards short. Kelly charges in, gloves, and fires it onto first base. A strong play there from the 7-year Somerset Patriot. Lipschitz retired on the 6-3 putout, and there's 2 away in the top of the 6th inning.
Number 22, Martin Figueroa.
Romberg advanced to second base on the play. The ball wasn't hit particularly hard by Lipschitz. He checked his swing, and it was a soft ground ball towards short. So as Kelly charged in and gloved it, knew that his only play was to first base. So Romberg in scoring position. Blasters already leading by 4 runs, and here's arguably the most dangerous man in the Blasters order. It's Martin Figueroa. 0 for 1 tonight. He has drawn 2 walks, and he has scored 2 runs. First pitch, breaking ball up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. You might ask, what's at play aside from exposure and opportunity for these guys during the Somerset Professional Baseball Series? Well, I'm glad that you asked. There are 3 awards up for grabs in this series. Here's the 1-0. Figueroa takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. For the team that finishes with the best overall record, they will receive the Joe Torre Championship Trophy. There is the Sparky Lyle Award for the best pitcher throughout this 12-game series, and the Willie Randolph Award for the top player. Now the 1-1. Figueroa takes a fastball low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. And, it's a small sample size, only 12 games, so what these guys do night in and night out, each of these opportunities, it's important. It's going to go a long way. Hopefully I'll have a vote. We'll see about that. Off the second is Romberg. 2 away, top of the 6th. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, a big cut from Figueroa. And the count runs even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Figueroa, a University of Rhode Island alumnus, was originally drafted by the Houston Astros. Had a standout record-setting season with the Sussex County Miners in 2018. Was an all-star last year for the State College Spikes in the New York Penn League. And now he was the #1 overall draft pick by John Hunted for the New Jersey Blasters. 2-2 from Lane Jr. Taken low, and it's blocked by Jackson. That holds Romberg over at second base, and it runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. There was a draft to determine these rosters. It was mostly conducted by John Hunton, because Hunton was physically here. He had been in all the practices, the tryouts, the workouts. He knew these guys. And Brett Jody pretty much depended on Hunton's advice on, Brett saying, I need a first baseman. I need a center fielder. Who do you got? And John would offer a recommendation in earnest. 3-2 from Lane Jr. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Off speed gets Figueroa out in front, and Lane Jr. strands a runner at second base. No runs in the inning for the Blasters on a hit. No errors, and one runner is left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Blasters in front of the Patriots 6-2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
For over 85 years, in every county across the state, we've protected the health of New Jersey, covering families and businesses through life's big moments and the small ones. Because we don't just work here, we live here too. Over 5,000 local employees, all with the same purpose, taking care of you.
Public school libraries aren't the quiet spaces you might remember. They're full of energy, places where connections are made and understandings forged. Libraries are hubs for information, technology, and creativity. They're a force for democracy, free and open to all, teaching students to be critical thinkers and engaged citizens. School libraries are where learning happens, and they're more important than ever. I'm Dee Venuto, and I'm proud to be a public school librarian and NJEA member.
Now on the mound for the Blasters, number 28, Ryan.
Bottom of the 6th inning at TD Bank Ballpark. It's the New Jersey Blasters leading the Somerset Patriots by a score of 6-2, and it's another new pitcher on the mound for the New Jersey Blasters. Michael Apresti done after one perfect inning of relief. No runs, no hits, no errors. Or no runs, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Or rather, one strikeout for Apresti. And now it is Ryan Williamson, the pride of Cranford, New Jersey. He comes on the mound and he will make his first appearance as a member of the New Jersey Blasters. In case you're just joining us, a quick recap of what's happened so far this evening. The Blasters got out to a 1-0 lead at the top of the first inning on an RBI single from Zach McCusin. Dan Valerio answered with an RBI single in the bottom of the first inning for the Patriots to make it a 1-1 ball game. The Blasters then got a 4-run top of the third, including an RBI double from Tommy McCarthy, a 2-run single from Rod Calabrese, and an RBI triple from Louis Martini. The Patriots responded in the bottom of the third on a sac fly from Dan Valerio, who has 2 RBI this evening. And then the Blasters added a run in the top of the 5th as Sid Kumar attacks the first pitch from Ryan Williamson, but skies it out to left field where Louis Martini makes the catch. And there's one away. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Ryan Williamson. That'll bring up Joey Rose. The run in the top of the 5th inning for the Blasters came on a run-scoring wild pitch with Billy Lane Jr. on the mound. That was charged against Max Herman. David Kubiak was the starting pitcher for the Patriots this evening when 2 1/3 innings allowed 5 runs all earned on 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. As the first pitch now to Joey Rose in for a called strike 0-1. The starting pitcher for the Blasters was Vin Mazzaro. Worked 3 innings, allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. As Rose swings and misses at a fastball from Williamson and falls behind 0-2. So now it's Ryan Williamson on the mound, hoping to preserve this lead for the time being for the Blasters. 0-2 on its way. Fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williamson, a very talented arm and a really notable high school career in New Jersey. 1-2, strike 3 called. Breaking ball drops in. It freezes Joey Rose, and there's 2 away.
Left fielder Sean Guida.
So 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Blasters up by 4. That'll bring up Sean Guida, who is 0 for 2 so far this evening. Williamson was a 15th round draft pick by the Washington Nationals back in 2016 out of NC State. as Guida swings and misses, attacks a first pitch slider well out in front. 0-1. Williamson, a 3-time state champion with the Cranford Cougars high school program. 0-1, another breaking ball drops in for a strike. 0-2, and Williamson looking mighty impressive so far this evening. Quickly from the windup, the 0-2. Fastball taken low. A lefty-lefty matchup against Sean Guida. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williamson was drafted by the Texas Rangers out of high school, but turned them down to play at NC State. As Guida swings and misses, strike 3. A dominant 1-2-3 inning from Ryan Williamson, including a pair of strikeouts. And the Blasters right now in cruise control. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody is left on base. We head to the 7th. It's Blasters 6, Patriots 2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
Somerset! Somerset!
Somerset!
Somerset! All right, fans, let me hear you. Somerset! Come on, louder than that! Somerset! 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 Psst. Somerset! Patriots!
And always, I was here that night. This call will bullpen brought to you by Brown and Bank.
It's the top of the 7th inning at TD Bank Ballpark. 7th inning of a 7-inning ball game, and the New Jersey Blasters, in the first game in franchise history, are leading the Somerset Patriots 6-2. My name is Mark Schwartz. Again, thank you for tuning in this evening. We've got Dave Raish running our boards on our WCTC studios back in Somerset. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Blasters, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 5 errors for the Patriots. And it is now Taylor Wright who has entered this ballgame for Somerset. He is the 4th pitcher used this evening by manager Brett Jody. Zach Recusin leads off, swings at the first pitch, and fouls it off down the right field line out of play. No balls and a strike. It'll be 4-5-6 due up here for the Blasters as they hope for some insurance runs. But they're working against Taylor Wright, who appeared at just 4 games with the Somerset Patriots last year, but certainly showed how strong of a pitcher he is. He was slated to return to Somerset for what would have been his 2nd year with the Patriots this season, and only his 2nd year of professional baseball as well. Now the 0-1. Fastball spiked in the dirt. It's blocked by Jordan Jackson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wright is an interesting story. Played his college ball at Brown University and did not go pro in terms of baseball originally. He graduated from Brown in 2015, and in 2019 he tried his hand at professional baseball. He attended a Somerset Patriots open tryout before the 2019 season began and turned some heads. 1-1. Swinging a line drive down the right field line, giving chases Tricarico, and that lands fair and will roll to the corner. Recusin around first. He's heading for second, and he will stop there with a lead-off double. What a night it's been for Zach Recusin. 4 plate appearances. He has reached base 4 times. He is now 3 for 3. He's got 2 runs scored. He's got an RBI as well. And certainly Recusin showing how excited he was to get back to baseball, especially in a ballpark that holds a special place in his heart. This is where he made his professional baseball debut back in 2017. So a runner at second with nobody out for the Blasters in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Tommy McCarthy. To finish up on Wright, during that open trial before the 2019 season, he impressed Director of Baseball Operations, John Hunton. And Hunton, who has a very good relationship with the Evansville Otters in the Frontier League, recommended Wright to the Otters. First pitch to Tommy McCarthy, misses up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. And all Wright did, after he was given a shot with Evansville, was go on and be the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. He became the team's closer, somewhat fortuitously towards the beginning of the season, but he held on to that position. He was lights out with the Otters last year. Now the 1-0 from the righty. Fouled off to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wright allowed only 5 earned runs over 48 2/3 innings last year with the Otters, good for a 0.92 ERA. And when the Frontier League season ended before the Patriots season concluded, Taylor Wright came back to Somerset, made 4 appearances, allowed 1 run over those 4 innings of relief. Also recorded a save. And now he's at the back end of the Patriots bullpen here in 2020. Here's the 1-1. McCarthy swings and grounds one foul down the first base line. A ball and 2 strikes now to the left-handed hitter. Taylor Wright, one of 3 Patriots arms in their bullpen that Brett Jody is familiar with, alongside Nate Rowe and James Puglisi as well. All 3 of those guys were in the Patriots bullpen last year. So that is one area where Brett Jody might have a bit of a leg up in regards to knowing his pitchers maybe a little bit better out of the bullpen than John Hunton might, but the Blasters' bullpen's been pretty impressive this evening. McCarthy swings and misses at a fastball from Wright, set down on strikes, and there's 1 away. High heat there from Taylor Wright. Recusett still at second base, 1 away, top of the 7th. Blasters in front, 6-2. And now up to the plate will come Rob Calabrese. Wright, before he decided to go professional in 2019, he attended an alumni event at Brown University in 2018 for his baseball program, where, just for fun, a couple of the guys wanted to throw and see, have a radar gun there and see how fast they could still throw. Wright was throwing in the low 90s, and he's like, whoa, wait a second. We might have something here. And a little less than 2 years later, here we are. First pitch to Rob Calabrese, in for a called strike, and it's an 0-1 count. So Wright was certainly hoping to establish himself a little bit more firmly in the Atlantic League this year. That was the plan. And in my estimation, he probably had an inside track towards the closer role for the Patriots to begin the season, had all things been equal. But unfortunately, 2020 has been a pretty weird year as Calabrese swings over a breaking ball from Wright and falls behind in the count 0-2. Hopefully, the Patriots will be able to return to a normal Atlantic League season in 2021. Of course, we're doing everything that we can health and safety-wise here at TD Bank Ballpark to do our part while at the same time trying to have some professional baseball. And my estimation, tonight's been a pretty successful evening. Now the 0-2. Bounces in the dirt, blocked by Jackson. Holding at second base is Recusett. It's a 1-2 count. There was 400 tickets that went on sale for this event initially, and they sold out within a couple of hours. The Patriots have only put 4 of the first 12 games of this Somerset Professional Baseball Series up for sale, and all 4 of them have sold out. And tickets for games 5 and 6 will actually go on sale this coming Monday. But there's been a lot of interest. Certainly a lot of people want to see baseball in the tri-state area, professional baseball, and we're the only game in town. Major League Baseball will start up next week, but there won't be any fans allowed at those games. There is another league that might pop up. There's the 1-2 to Calabrese taken outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The New Jersey Jackals and Sussex County Miners announced in partnership with the New York Boulders, all 3 teams that were in the Can-Am League last year that were supposed to be in the Frontier League this year. They announced what they called the All-American Baseball Challenge, which is, according to them, a recreation league, not a professional league. But they're supposed to start, I believe, either next Thursday or next Friday. So that'll be interesting to follow as well. Right from the stretch, checks the runner, now the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside, and that runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's some chirping for home plate umpire Fred DeJesus. It's nice to even just hear some of the baseball chirping. What an interesting evening this has been. 6-2, Blasters lead. Runner at second, 1 away, top of the 7th inning. 3-2. Swing and a drive out towards right field. Tricarico back to the warning track. Heels on the warning track. He makes the catch. Rakusin tags from second. He'll head over to third. He'll arrive standing safely. Calabrese gave that ball a ride to deep right field. Just enough space for Adam Tricarico to make the catch, and there's 2 away. Looks like there is a righty that's getting loose in the New Jersey Blasters bullpen. Down the left field line. So Ryan Williamson might be done after an inning, but boy, was that an impressive inning from Williamson. And the Blasters with a 4-run lead, still looking for a little more insurance. Louis Martini will step to the plate here. He had an RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Infield plays back with 2 away. Rakusin off of third. Outfield straight up. First pitch from right. Misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Blasters. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Patriots. I think that's either Vin Aiello or Alex Vargas getting loose for the Blasters in their bullpen, as the 1-0 is fouled off to the backstop. Did not bring my binoculars this evening, and both Aiello and Vargas are pretty big dudes. But I believe that's Alex Vargas, who's a former New York Yankees farmhand. That's getting loose in the Blasters bullpen down the left field line. Won't be a save situation in the bottom of the 7th, with the Blasters leading by 4 runs. Now the 1-1 from right. Swing and a chopper to the left side. Charging in Valerio. He slides, but he can't collect it cleanly. He doesn't have a throw to first base. In to score from third is Zach Rakusin, and the Blasters have added another run. Now a 7-2 ball game. We're going to rule that an RBI infield single from Louis Martini. It was a chopper, and a somewhat difficult play for Valerio over at third base. Martini runs well, and Valerio decided to slide at third. Ball was somewhat close to him, but it was an in-between hop, and he didn't have a throw to first base. So it's an infield single for Louis Martini, and now the first pitch to Luis Roman in for a called strike. It's an 0-1 count. 7-2, Blasters lead. They get an insurance run in the top of the 7th. So the Patriots will be trailing by a minimum of 5 runs when they get their last licks in the home half of the 7th. 0-1 on the outside part of the plate, called a strike. And now right ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. So that's the second run batted in of the night for Louis Martini. He's off of first base, held on by Joey Rose. Roman 0 for 3 so far. Wright's allowed a run after the leadoff double from Zach Rakusin. Comes set, now the 0-2. Swing and a ground ball to the right side, ranging to his left Garcia. He gloves cleanly, flips it onto first base, and the side is retired. But the Blasters get an insurance run. It's 1 home on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. 7-2 Blasters. Last chance for the Patriots in the home half of the 7th when we return on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com.
Looking for incredible savings and selection on leading brands of furniture and bedding? Visit Flemington Department Store. Family owned and operated for over 50 years. Our 2-acre showroom features the brands you want, all at exceptional values. Flemington's highly trained furniture experts are not on commission, so you can experience a pressure-free and informative shopping experience. Come explore the best-kept secret in New Jersey at the Flemington Department Store on Route 31 in Flemington.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are. And no matter who you are, we'll have you feeling like you again.
The doctor's online when you download the Telemed app. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
It's the home half of the 7th inning in a 7-inning ball game, and the New Jersey Blasters are leading the Somerset Patriots by a score of 7-2. There's a new pitcher in this game for the Blasters. It is Vin Ayalo, who has entered. He will make his Blasters debut. Brian Williamson done after a strong inning. No runs, no walks, no hits, 2 strikeouts. And now it is up to Ayalo to keep this Blasters lead intact and give New Jersey their first win in franchise history. And standing in his way in the home half of the 7th inning are the 9-1-2 batters for the Somerset Patriots. Jordan Jackson will lead off. He'll be followed by Scott Kelly and Justin Pacioli. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Blasters, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 5 errors for the Somerset Patriots.
Leading off a home 7th inning for the Patriots, the catcher, Jordan Jackson.
So Jackson will lead off against the righty Vin Ayalo. Ayalo, a 6'2", 220-pound righty, Staten Island native. First pitch from the righty. Fastball upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Ayalo most recently pitched for the AA Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp in the Miami Marlins organization. Made 37 appearances between AA Jacksonville Single A, or High A Jupiter rather, in 2019. Combined for a 4-3 record with a 2.70 ERA as he misses outside with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Ayalo, a 28th round draft pick by the Marlins back in 2017 out of the University of Oklahoma. Played his graduate season as a Sooner. 2-0 to Jackson, taken for a called strike, 2-1. Prior to his time with Oklahoma, he played 4 seasons at Rider University here in New Jersey. Won a MAC Conference Championship in both 2013 and 2015. So he's on the mound here to preserve a 5-run lead for the Blasters in the first game of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. As Jackson fouls off a fastball from Ayala. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We will have a Flemington Department Store post-game show at the conclusion of this ball game. We will not be doing post-game interviews regardless of which team wins for health and safety reasons, but we will have highlights, which right now are 8 highlights, and we'll be playing the highlights for both the New Jersey Blasters and the Somerset Patriots. So a lot of highlights to go over, but we will play all of them. It might be difficult to hear them on our video feed, but if you're listening on radio, you will be able to hear all the highlights as Jackson fouls off a fastball from Ayala. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Story of this ball game has been a combination of opportunistic Blasters bats and their bullpen shutting the door on this Patriots team. 2-2 Jackson lifted foul again.
Once again, as you exit the
In
ballpark
fact,
this evening, please remember
Blasters
to put your
relief
mask on,
pitchers have now retired 7 batters in a row.
and if possible, please
The
leave
last
in
Patriot to
alphabetical
reach was Scott Kelly back in the 4th inning, who drew at the time a 2-out walk to load the bases against Sean Kaselica. That was the best opportunity for Somerset to get back into this game, but they failed to capitalize. 2-2. Swung on and hit high in the air out to right field, but playable. Recusen's underneath it, stares into the night sky, and tracks the ball to make the catch, and there's 1 away. The Patriots back in the bottom of the fourth inning. At the time, we're trailing 4-2. They had the bases, or rather 5-2. They had the bases loaded with 2 out, but Justin Pacioli struck out swinging against Sean Kaselica, and since that point, the Patriots have been held in check. The last hit for Somerset, in fact, came all the way back in the third inning when Justin Pacioli lined a base hit to right field. Patriots have been held off the hit column ever since. First pitch here to Joe Quinones, and he fouls off a fastball 0-1. So Quinones getting an opportunity to pinch hit for Scott Kelly. Kelly finishes his evening 2 for 2, reaching base 3 times as Quinones takes a fastball off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. So an opportunity here for Joe Quinones, who is the most recent addition to the Somerset Patriots roster. Was not on the initial rosters announced. As he chops the 1-1 to the right side, it's gloved by Tommy McCarthy. Underhand flip to Aiello covering the bag, and the Patriots are now down to their final out.
Number 1, Justin Pacioli.
So it'll be up to Justin Pacioli to keep this ball game alive, but what a debut it has been for the New Jersey Blasters. They lead 7-2 in a series where I don't think a lot of people gave them much of a chance to compete against Somerset. But they put 5 runs on the board against David Kubiak, Somerset's starting pitcher, as Pacioli swings and misses at a first pitch breaking ball from Aiello. 1 ball and no strikes. And they've been in cruise control ever since. Vin Mazzaro was the starting pitcher for the Blasters. Allowed 2 runs over 3 innings. Now the 0-1. Pacioli swings and pops it up. Right side, foul territory, and it will land out of play. And now the Patriots are down to their final strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning. This and all other games of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series are 7-inning ball games. So the Blasters 1 strike away from their first win in franchise history. The 0-2. Swung on and popped up foul, out of play. And Pacioli will live to see another pitch. A reminder again to join us for the Flemington Department Store postgame show after the conclusion of this broadcast, of this game rather. If you're watching our video feed, you might not hear the radio clips too well, but if you're listening on radio, you'll hear them just fine. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pacioli chases a breaking ball in the dirt. Rahman throws over to first base to complete the putout, and the New Jersey Blasters, in the first game of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series, have defeated the hometown Somerset Patriots by a final score of 7-2, and for at least night 1 of the Somerset Professional Baseball Series, TD Bank Ballpark has hashtag gotten blastered. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will wrap up the night that was with all of the highlights from tonight's ball game, both for the Patriots and for the Blasters. And then we'll preview what's coming up tomorrow night as well. Final score, the Blasters take it over the Patriots 7-2 on SPN.TV, 1450 WCTC, and WCTCAM.com. The Somerset Patriots, a professional baseball team located at TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater, New Jersey, are dedicated to bringing baseball and high-quality entertainment back to the Central Jersey community in 2020. Follow our website and social media channels for updates and announcements on future games, movies, fireworks, and more fun events that we have planned for the summer of 2020.
It's slamming and come on, get patriotic.
Nothing is more important than your child's education. The Somerset County Education Association represents the public school employees that make your child's education possible. This includes more than 7,000 teachers, paraprofessionals, bus drivers, nurses, custodians, secretaries, and other outstanding education support professionals. Visit www.sacep.org
www.sceanj.org for more information. Together, we can prepare our children for the future.
Arrive home safely.
Do you need to, or are you good with one? Yeah, just play them all now, and let's do one. but the Patriots would follow suit not too shortly thereafter. In the bottom of the first inning, Scott Kelly led off the frame with a base hit. He was traded places with Justin Pacioli at first base, who reached on a fielder's choice, stole second base, and a couple of batters later, Dan Valerio would bring Pacioli around to score. So the Patriots and the Blasters tied at 1, but it was in the top of the third inning. David Kubiak came back on the mound for his third inning of work, and he would find himself in some danger. 1 out, nobody on. Martin Figueroa drew a walk. He advanced to second base on a throwing error from Kubiak, who attempted to pick him off. Zach Rakusin was then hit by a pitch. So runners at first and second, 1 away, top of the third for Tommy McCarthy. So the Blasters leading 2-1, but they were not done, not by a long shot in that third inning, because the very next batter, Rob Calabrese, would add to the lead. So the Blasters in front 4-1, and for good measure, Louis Martini would cap off a big third inning. So the Blasters in front 5-1 at that point, but the Patriots would get back on the board in the home half of the third inning with Vin Mazzaro on the mound for the New Jersey Blasters. First two batters of the inning would reach base. Scott Kelly and Justin Pacioli back-to-back base hits. Carlos Garcia dropped out a sac bunt to move Kelly over to third before Dan Valerio brought him home. So the Blasters were in front 5-2. That was all that they would need, but they would add even more in the top of the fifth inning. It would be New Jersey to get another run across. Zach Rakusin, who had a big night, led off the inning with a base hit. And then after Tommy McCarthy reached on an E2 that got Rakusin over to second base, a pair of wild pitches, including one with, I believe that was Louis Martini at the plate, would allow the Blasters to increase their lead. So the Blasters in front 6-2. They turned things over to their bullpen after Mazzaro was done. He allowed two runs over 3 innings of work. Sean Kaselica got out of a big jam in the bottom of the fourth. Michael Opresti, a scoreless bottom of the fifth. Ryan Williamson, a dominant scoreless bottom of the sixth inning. And then in the top of the seventh, for good measure, the Blasters would get one more run. Rakusin led off the inning with a double. A couple of batters later, Rakusin was over at third base for Louis Martini. So the Patriots in front, the Blasters in front 7-2. Vin Aiello would come in the bottom of the seventh inning, close the door, a 1-2-3 frame, and it would be the New Jersey Blasters overall getting the win, 7-2 over the Somerset Patriots. In fact, the Blasters relief pitchers retired the final 10 batters that they faced in order. The final score, 7-2, Blasters in front, 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors for New Jersey, 2 runs, 4 hits, 5 errors for the Patriots. The winning pitcher tonight, because they didn't have a starting pitcher on either side that went 5 innings to qualify for the win, so we turned things over to the bullpen. The winning pitcher is Ryan Williamson, had the most dominant outing of any of the pitchers out of the bullpen for the Blasters. He's tossed a scoreless inning, did not allow any base runners, struck out 2. David Kubiak takes the loss. He allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts over 2 1/3 innings. No save is recorded in a ball game that officially took 2 hours and 32 minutes in front of an announced crowd of 400, which was a sellout considering social distancing guidelines. So the Blasters improved to 1-0 in the Somerset Professional Baseball Series. They win the first game of this series over the Somerset Patriots. We'll be back for another broadcast, another game tomorrow night. It is sold out, so if you want to follow the action, you'll have to either tune in on the Voice of Central Jersey, 1450 WCTC, or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Somerset Patriots. Brandon Liebrandt will be on the mound for the Blasters tomorrow night. He'll work against Somerset starting pitcher and former Major Leaguer Mark Leiter Jr. A big thank you to Dave Raish, who is running our boards back at our WCTC studios this evening. And a big thank you to, honestly, everyone with the Somerset Patriots organization, from John Hunton, Brett Jody, Patrick McVeary, the Califer family for organizing this professional baseball series, the entire front office for working tirelessly over the last month plus to get everything in order so that we could have games here today, for the fans showing interest, for coming out, for the players that are willing to play. A big thank you to everyone. I know tonight wasn't exactly the opening night that everyone anticipated, that everyone might have wanted, but in some ways it's the opening night that we needed. Baseball, at long last, returned to Central New Jersey. It returned to the Garden State, and I, for one, could not be happier. I hope that everyone who tuned in this evening appreciated watching the broadcast, listening to the broadcast, and having baseball back in your lives, even if it was just for a couple of hours. But that'll do it for us from here. Again, tomorrow night's broadcast coverage will begin at 7 o'clock, both on WCTC and on youtube.com/Somerset Patriots. For Dave Raish and for everyone with the Somerset Patriots organization, my name is Mark Schwartz. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Have a pleasant rest of your Friday night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.